Hello everybody, and welcome back to episode 23, Not So Subtle. We're joined today by myself, Jordan Miller, and as usual, Dan LaPointe.
Hi.
Hello, sir. And also, Colter Potter.
Hello, my name is Colter Potter. This is an accurate representation of my voice, so now you know who I am.
And now we're going to completely change that by doing a voice episode where we each imitate a certain voice. Colter, go ahead.
All right.
Who are you going to do?
Hey guys, I'm Mickey Mouse!
Well, that's real
Okay,
bad.
that's too good, so I can't compete with
That's
this, so we're
too
not going to
good.
do that.
I'll do, I'm gonna do Steven Spielberg to
Okay.
go with the theme of this.
I'm a Steven Spielberg expert. I'll know if it's...
Okay,
Oh, no.
okay. Look, guys.
Wow, it's so good. I could tell just from that, it's too good.
That was great.
All right, nothing I can do will compare, so we're not going to do this.
We're not gonna do the
So
voice
you're
of
just
this
gonna
one.
set it up with like a challenge to us, and then you're not gonna
It wasn't
throw
a
in
challenge. I
your
was like,
hat?
oh, hey. if
Jordan,
we do
what
this-
voice would you do if we had to do this?
I think I might do maybe like a Terminator voice.
Can we hear it?
Yeah, but not Arnold Schwarzenegger, just a Terminator.
Okay, can we hear it?
Welcome to episode 23 of Not So Subtle.
That was
That's
pretty
a Terminator,
good.
right?
Sure.
Yeah. You
I don't know
terminated
what they
this.
sound
You
like.
definitely terminated this joke.
Oh, well, see, I knew what both those people sounded like. Mickey Mouse, the person, of course, and Steven Spielberg, the person. But
Right.
The person.
no more Terminator.
The director of Poltergeist.
Episode
Mickey Mouse,
23,
the
guys.
person.
Does someone make the joke, or should I make the joke about episode 23?
Go ahead. Champ.
Nobody likes you when you're episode 23.
Are you sure it's 23?
100% certain.
Nobody likes you when you're 23.
All right, say it perfect.
What the hell is not so subtle?
That's a good
Thank you.
segue. What are we doing here, Jordan?
What are we doing here? We are going to be talking about movies, our wacky film of the week, which this week was Poltergeist. Quite a spooky film, if I say so
What
myself.
is the wacky film, though, Jordan?
The wacky film is a film that we choose every week randomly out of a bag. We have a bunch of movies in there on a piece of paper, and we pick one out and watch it. And hopefully whoever's listening also watch Poltergeist, because we're going to get real deep into that. But,
That's right.
It's also the Christmas episode.
it is the
Deck
Christmas...
the halls with
Colter is going to do
Ba-la-la-la-la-la-la.
a remixed Christmas theme of the intro, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. So you guys have
That
already
was
heard
such
that.
such a tall order that you just plopped upon me.
Listen, I know you can handle it. You're
You're a big
trooper.
champ.
Yeah.
You got it. Yeah, this is we're recording a couple days after Christmas, so I hope everyone had a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays if you didn't celebrate that.
What'd you get for Christmas?
What did I get for Christmas?
Yeah.
Nothing exciting. I got clothes and some gift
Okay.
cards. Oh, actually, one thing I forgot to tell you guys, I did get a this is quite nerdy.
New baby brother.
No, hopefully not. I got a AT-AT, but it is a like gunplay model, so it's like a plastic model kit that you build.
Okay. That's pretty cool. Wait, how many is it? What grade is it?
It's not.
It's probably not
under
the same, yeah.
same grade. If it was, it would be high grade, which is the 1/44th scale.
Okay.
But yeah, so it's kind of cool. Has like has people in the cockpit. It has like an opening on the hatch. and stuff.
How tall is it?
I couldn't tell you. I'm gonna guess it's probably like 5 inches, maybe, or
Okay.
6.
That's pretty.
I haven't
pretty dope.
opened it up, so I'm not sure yet. But
Okay.
I know nothing about model whatever's anything.
they're the mobile suit.
I dare
models.
not even say anything because
That
I
I-
will be corrected.
They're just simply like plastic models. You just pop together the parts and build them.
Yeah. You said gunplay?
Gunplay. It's I think technically pronounced Gunpla for like Gundam plastic model, blah blah blah. But it's a cool thing. There's a lot of them, so
You got
Look, but to him, they're not just models. They're his life.
yeah.
They're Jordan's life.
yeah. I haven't
They're the
unfortunately
pops of Jordan's life.
built
That's
one.
that's actually true.
They are. They're better than pops, but
How many of them are limited edition?
Are
Do
there
you have any-
retailer exclusives?
No, but
Okay.
the higher they don't have exclusives that I know of. They probably do in Japan, where it's a little bit more easier to get access to them. But they sort them out by grades. which is like the level of quality. It's like high
And
grade.
the level of difficulty to assemble.
True. Well, yeah,
Or like
somewhat.
work
Yeah.
required.
High grade, master grade. There's a real grade, which is like it has like the same quality as a master grade, but they're smaller, which are like incredibly hard to put together sometimes.
They have like normal kid, nerdy kid, and weeaboo.
Well, they do have the other grade, perfect
And they have
grade.
like you need to have won at least 6 chess tournaments to assemble this one.
The perfect grade models are well over $200 minimum and are usually the biggest and most complex models, but I don't have one because I don't have the time to put that together.
The money is...
They're time commitments. And yeah, the money for one model is a bit extravagant.
Yeah.
Though they do look fantastic when they're put together. So.
I mean, that's basically like how much you'd spend on a Lego Death Star.
Yeah,
so.
pretty much, yeah. So, yeah,
Getting in there, yeah.
it's cool stuff. What about you guys? What'd you guys get? Dane. What'd you get for Christmas?
I got I didn't really ask for much. I got a record player and
Cool.
some speakers. And now I will achieve full hipster.
Mm-hmm.
I have the glasses. Right.
Well, all you need to grow out is a nice long beard and a handlebar mustache.
Yeah,
and,
and I need to get... I think what I'm probably going to do is dye my hair rainbow colors.
Is that hipster?
Yeah, I think so. No, probably not.
I'm-
It would have been a few years ago.
I think that's just extra.
That's
Yeah.
just extra. No, I won't do that. I need to get like a flat cap, like a beret.
A flat cap.
Okay.
And I need to start wearing like denim, like a lot of denim.
I think you need to throw all your video games out because that's not hipster. So
Yeah.
that's true.
Unless
That's
you're playing
too-
on, like, a
that's
Game
too
Boy.
mainstream.
Video
like
games
a
are
Game Boy
mainstream.
version 1.
I need to be playing like a Game Boy or like a Raspberry Pi hacked Game Boy that has like all the games on there
Yeah.
on emulator. That's pretty hip.
That actually would
That's
be pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. That would be cool. No, yeah, I got a record player and some records, some of my favorite albums.
What's the best record you got?
You're not gonna like my answer.
Probably Girl Put Your Records On by Corin Bailey Ray.
I just don't like that. I honestly, the Rumors album by Fleetwood Mac is so good. Really enjoy that album.
Okay. You said that was the best album ever made.
It's up there. It's in my top 5.
Can you? What are the? I don't know Fleetwood Mac very much. What are some of the songs off there?
You Can Go Your Own Way.
Okay.
You can go your
I know, yeah,
own
I know,
way.
I
Yeah. You've probably heard Don't Stop, I think is one of them. You've probably heard that
Don't
one.
stop addicted to the shindig.
That's
That's not Fleetwood Mac.
No, I know. It's
Don't sing along.
I'm pretty sure it's Don't Stop.
I know all the songs by ear because I've heard them all played a million times in my home by my mother.
So Rumors is that album where like if I just played, I guarantee you if I played like 6 out of the like 9 songs or whatever, 6 out of 9.
nice.
8 or 9 songs, you would be like, "Oh yeah, I've heard this one before."
Okay.
You've probably heard all of them on the radio.
Probably.
It's a really good album.
What?
I know you don't like it.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm respecting your opinion in this.
No, my
moment.
favorite one that
God
I
forbid.
have actually is it's called Kind of Blue by Miles Davis.
Okay.
It's the best-selling jazz album of all time. And it's considered a cornerstone of recorded music. Apparently, like changed jazz.
Miles Davis is fantastic.
Dude,
Jasmine.
this album, he's a real sad Jasmine on this album, but this album very good.
What are the hits off of?
I don't know them by name.
All Star.
It's sort of like because there's only like 6 songs on the album, but they're each like 10 minutes long or like 8 minutes long or whatever.
Yeah.
Like they're super long. And this is probably sort of like, orchestral music where you've probably heard it before, but it's like, whatever, symphony in D minor, like some weird ass like Italian name that you've never heard. It's the same thing with this album where like I don't know the names of the songs,
Okay.
but you've probably heard them before. Very good. I would recommend listening to that album.
I
Really,
may
really
have
good.
listened to the songs off of it already. I
You
do
probab-
listen to
You probably have.
various jazz artists. I'm a fan. So
Yeah, that's a really good album, and it sounds awesome because it's the original stereo recordings, so it just sounds really cool on the record player.
okay, I have a question here that's been bugging me for a long time, and maybe you guys can give me the answer to it. I hear a lot of the reasoning for buying like records and vinyls and stuff like, oh, when you play it through a vinyl or a record, it's like the best sound quality you're gonna get if you have the appropriate speakers to go with it.
Yeah.
Is that true, or can I get the same quality by just listening to it on Spotify with really nice headphones? Because I feel like the difference there is not gonna be.
You
Is
can.
it gonna blow me off my feet or?
I mean, I learned in audio school, like, it's not necessarily the best, it's just different, because it's, like, the waveforms created in digital music are, like, you know, digital, and the waves created, like, from analog are analog. So
Yeah.
they look different, and they sound, like, slightly different. Like, people say they sound warmer on, like...
So is it saying like, oh, this... by playing it on a record, or because it's analog, maybe it's truer to like the actual sound that it made or something, or
Yeah, well, I think a lot of the times, Colter, you definitely know like the technical aspects way more than I do. But from what I've heard from like music fans in general, you can usually hear like you can hear everything. So you can hear the imperfections, but you can also hear like little tiny, which you probably could maybe with good speakers or headphones too, but you hear a lot of details like, you know, someone's hand like, you know, brushing against like the guitar strings, or like something that sounds more real and less like it's a like
more real.
My sound made real. It I don't know how to explain it. Like, it makes you feel more like you're actually listening to it just there rather than like a recording of it, which sounds really weird and probably not exactly what I'm trying to say, but it just sounds like more realistic, I guess.
okay.
Yeah. You can tell when you listen to it that it's like not your typical like listening situation.
Yeah.
And like you can achieve that with digital, but yeah, it's just different. Like, yeah, it's just a different quality to it.
Yeah, like for instance, today I went to the record store and I bought the only like, because this is the thing, like I bought Plastic Beach by Gorillaz, and it's not, I don't know if it was initially recorded for like on analog and like, you know, with records in mind, so it probably isn't the best example, but it definitely sounded different than I've heard it before on like Spotify or like Apple Music. But then I bought a like at Silver Platters, the record store I went to, they have like all throughout the store they have like, you know, the bays of records sorted by artist and everything and genre, and then on the bottom of all of the areas they just have random used vinyls for 99 cents. So it's like they're probably not in, the records themselves are usually in good condition, it's just like the outer packaging is like, you know, weathered or like tarnished by like the sun, or like, you know, like all like it is, they look bad probably. But I was able to find a few like classical albums. I found one that is, it's by Nat King Cole. It's like a like easy listening like jazz, like, you know, Lounge Lizard style, like Fallout music essentially. And it was the original like, it was the original album from like 1956 or something like that. And it wasn't recorded in stereo, it was recorded in mono. And so I played that on the record player, and it sounded like, I felt like I was like sitting in someone's house in the 50s, like listening to that album, because it had a lot of like weird imperfections and like there was like crackles and pops and like that kind of like weird experience of listening to it on a record. And it definitely, and I've heard those songs before, and it definitely sounded a lot different.
Cool.
So it's actually, it's cool. It's a quality of life gift. It's cool to have it in my room and listen to dope music. So
I feel like one of the other
fun.
reasons for buying that is just be like, yeah, I actually just want to go out and buy like actual like vinyl records and see just like the artwork on it, because like when you listen to music on like your phone or whatever, you're never looking at the album art. It's like, oh, okay, this is this album, I can recognize it, but I'm not looking at the art, you know, I'm just
right.
like, all right, this is just a thing to
which is weird, because in a digital age everyone's like, no, I can just have like, I'm the same way with like my consoles or whatever, like I'll buy some like collector's editions, but I like to have everything digital so I can just like pop it in and play it wherever. But then with the vinyls, it's kind of cool to be able to pop the record on, and then like a lot of them, like the Plastic Beach one for example, say what you will about the album, but when you open it up, it's like this heavy ass like book essentially, and you open it up, and then when you take out each record, it has like individual artwork, like really, really high quality artwork on these sleeves. And then it has all the lyrics and everything that you can read on the sleeve, and they have like little like pictures for each song and everything. And it's like a little story, and it's pretty cool. It's fun.
Neat.
Yeah. So it's fun stuff.
All right.
I feel like
Anything
an
else?
addiction coming on.
Yeah, I feel like that's a hole that you immediately fall down.
I mean, thankfully, a lot of, like, today, I had a gift card to Silver Platters. I spent $40, and I got, like, 9 records. So it's not bad. Like, you can get a lot of stuff for, like, $2, $3.99. Plastic Beach was, like, that was a new sealed album. That was, like, $17, I think.
I feel like for me, it's just like, I don't really want to have all. I don't want to build a collection of that stuff because that takes up a lot of space.
It does.
But it is.
We'll see
cool.
what happens.
I'm going to go into your house one day and it's just going to be filled floor to ceiling with just albums.
I was actually joking because I was
records.
watching an episode of Hoarders recently, which I don't recommend watching that show. That show is extremely
enough.
depressing. But I was watching an episode and I was making a joke with someone. I was like, you know, I'm just going to be... You're going to come into my house and see, like, a hoarder situation, but with just vinyls. Just like stacked.
Wow.
Not
That's
really.
probably the best hoarder
Yeah.
outcome
No, not
possible.
really. No, I... Honestly, have you guys ever watched Hoarders?
Yes.
That show is
depressing.
That show's fucked up, dude. I
really
can't.
bad.
I can't watch that. It's so bad. I saw one the other day. This is such a tangent while Colter's doing this. The other day, this lady, it was like you know how they always have like the psychologist or whatever come on, and they're like, this is gonna be a really difficult day for these people as they clean out the house. This lady was there, and the psychologist went in with the lady who owned the house, the hoarder, and she was like trying to get her to come to terms with like the fact that she was gonna have to get rid of like all her shit. And then they were walking through the house, and she has a dog, and she's walking through the house. This is probably on YouTube, like a viral clip, I'm sure, but she's walking through the house, and then she looks down, and they're like standing on these like pads, like these like it looks like potty training pads for like dogs and puppies and whatnot, but they're just lining the floor of this hallway. And so the lady's like, the psychologist, she's like, so what are we standing on right now? And then the lady's like, oh, these are the pee pads for the dog.
Okay.
And this is like a grown, it's a small dog, right? But this is like a grown dog that she's had for a long time. Like, it's clear that this is not like a puppy that she just adopted or something. And so she's like, oh, we're standing on the pee pads. And it's like, yeah, that way, like, because this you've seen the houses on there. There's nowhere this dog can like walk or anything. So the dog's like jumping over shit. But this whole entire hallway is just lined with this, and there's like actually like shit and like piss all over these pads. And then the lady's like, something about like, we need to get rid of these pads, obviously, and she's like grossed out at this point. And then the lady's like, oh no, like we can't get rid of these, like we need to have these, blah blah blah.
It's like
we need to have these for the dog. And it's like, no, we don't. And like, where did you even, like, what are these? And then she's like, yeah, well, I get them all for free, so I have tons. And it's like, well, what do you mean? And it's like, yeah, I get them from the morgue.
What?
Yeah, she's like, yeah, I get them for free, so I have so many. I can't get rid of these. I need all these. It's like, I get them from the morgue. And then she's like, what do you mean the morgue? And she's like, yeah, they apparently, what she said was that they throw out like the like I can't, dude. The mats are like the little like I don't know exactly what they are. They're like these little cloth pads that they put bodies on when they're putting them on the slab or whatever to take into the morgue. And then they throw them away outside, and she just takes them from the dumpster.
Yeah.
And she had
something.
she had so many of them, dude. And then it cuts to a scene of the psychologist, and she's like, you know, I've seen a lot of stuff. She's like, I've been to a lot of these houses. I've never seen that. She was like, this is the most shocked I've ever been by anything in a hoarder house. I'm like, yeah, I don't know what would top that. Dude, it was so bad. When I literally
got corpse pads.
I literally turned off the show. I was like, I can't watch this.
The show is hard to watch. It's just like, wow, these
It's
people literally
horrible.
will not throw away anything. Their houses are just ruined. It's a nightmare situation.
Dude, that was a huge
They have an
tangent.
emotional attachment.
I don't even want to
to
talk
every
about that
item.
anymore,
They
but
do.
that episode I watched that, and I felt disturbed.
It,
You were shook.
it's something.
I was very shook.
All right.
Yeah.
Colter,
This is why our episodes are 2 hours long.
Well, you were doing that anyway, so.
Yeah.
Colter, what did you get for Christmas?
So I got various Aquarius items.
Aquariums.
I got...
You got Sand Aquarium?
Yes, I got Slime Rancher for the PC. No, I'm just kidding.
I was shocked.
I was shook.
I was so shook.
I was like, no, you didn't.
No, you did not. Someone specifically gifted me Slime Rancher.
A mysterious person gifted you that.
Yeah. No. I got Evil Within 2 for the PS4, Uncharted,
The Lost
Lost
Legacy?
Legacy.
The Lost Legacy,
Okay.
Uncharted 1 for the PS3.
Huh,
Your
weird.
legacy made royal.
Some Amazon gift cards. I actually have pictures of all the stuff I got. I'm not going to put them in, but just so I remember. Vamping. Oh, I got
Vaping.
vaping.
You got a vape
I got got a couple pops.
Which ones?
The Hot Topic Crash Bandicoot with biker outfit and sunglasses.
Is that
They're
out
not.
here?
They're not in
Okay.
this room,
Oh, okay.
which
Damn
is a shame. What do you? Oh, you don't like Crash Bandicoot, do you, Jordan?
No, and I like pops even less. So that's really,
So
honestly,
that's- yeah,
if you
I
want
was
to give me
about
the
to say,
worst present
yeah.
of all time, just give me that pop.
Yeah. Okay, so we got the Kyrie pop from Kingdom Hearts. We got
Okay.
Donald and Riku from Kingdom Hearts pops.
No Goofy.
No regular Goofy right now. Basically, what I do is I ask my family to get me the commons that I kind of want.
Okay.
Because
Because
even
you
if
won't buy
it's
them.
yeah, because I don't want to buy them, and they're if they're damaged or whatever, it's not a big
Yeah.
deal, and they're easy to find. So
Do they have Goofy? Do they have all the characters available, or?
They have a good number.
yeah, they have basically all the
Huh.
Kingdom Hearts characters. And then I got some recording equipment because I want to start recording drums.
Right.
That's just something that I should have pursued a long time ago, because it's why don't I have proper drum recording equipment? So I got a bass drum stand for a mic, and yeah, a couple mic stands, couple cables,
Sweet.
nothing special.
I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably get the mics later. And then I got a Neo Tokyo Rocket League shirt and Steam gift card,
What does the shirt
movie
look
ticket.
like?
What?
What does the shirt look like?
Well, I don't have a picture of it, and it's
Okay.
in the other room, still in bag.
Okay.
But I'm gonna take it out.
Is it like the Neo Tokyo landscape, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
That-
it's
that sounds dope.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then
Neo
the little
Tokyo is lit.
Masamune car in front of it. And then I also got Your Name on Blu-ray.
Nice.
So
Fantastic movie.
Great movie.
it's a very good movie. If you guys haven't heard of Your Name, it's a hentai film. Just kidding. It's an anime.
It's one step away.
It's an anime film that is good for. It's a love story. So if you like love stories, you like good films.
I would say it transcends. Well, it still has some anime, anime-isms in there, anime
Yeah.
tropes. But yeah, I would say it's a good film. It's a good entry point to anime for a lot of people. I think.
Yeah,
All right.
Well,
that's
cool.
pretty much it.
Guys, before we go any further, I actually got a Christmas gift for you guys, each of you.
I can't wait to hear this.
I'm worried. Oh no, this was unplanned.
All right.
I'm worried.
So I know.
I'm scared.
I know how much you guys love these. So I
don't.
got one for each of you.
What is this?
Actually, for all three of us.
This is gonna be disappointing. I can already.
My heart is
Yes.
pounding right now. I am completely. Oh.
A LaCroix.
I'm actually not going to drink this. So.
Guys, for the audio listeners, he just took out 3 cans of LaCroix.
Guys, this is natural pamplemousse,
Wow.
which is grapefruit.
You've given us the worst flavor of the worst drink created by mankind.
These are terrible.
I'm
Yeah,
not. I'm
these
not
are-
gonna drink this.
Are you not gonna drink it?
Absolutely.
Are you really gonna? I just gave you that.
I
I
appreciate-
just gave you a fucking gift.
Yeah, I appreciate the
That's the thought that counts.
It's the thought that counts. I'm not gonna drink that.
I'm actually gonna drink it because it's funny, and I'm gonna give you my review on the spot.
Okay, hold on. Wait. Let's toast.
I guess I'll do it. But
Come on,
my
Dane.
review, I'll tell you it right now. This tastes like ass. So.
Come on. No, we're gonna toast.
My pre-review.
All right.
Give us your pre-review.
All right,
Your current. Your...
My LaCroix made real.
All right, here we go.
Oh my! It's so bad, Ugh.
Dude,
Yeah, I mean it's
Yuck.
it's lowest common denominator.
look, there's no denying that this is one of the worst drinks ever made.
Yuck. Ugh.
Dude, it's so bad. It's so bad.
I still have in our refrigerator at my house someone in my family was like, "Oh, I'm gonna buy like a drink," and they thought they were buying water that was just like flavored-ish water, like Propel or whatever it is.
I know what you're gonna say.
But it's sparkling water.
Right.
I immediately was like, well, I guess I'll give it a shot because maybe it's like actually like soda flavored-ish, and not just sparkling water. It was normal sparkling water. I was like, I'm so sorry. We're not. I don't want to drink this. And then they started drinking. They're like, wow, yeah, this tastes awful. Like, I'm really regret buying this. I was like, yep. This stuff tastes like ass, so I'm sorry.
This is like only one step slightly above that because it has some sort of flavor.
But it's a bad flavor.
But it's a bad flavor. It is a bad flavor.
Have you guys ever had the dry sodas?
Yes. They're bad.
They're just as bad.
They're bad.
Yeah.
That's the one that we
of them
had
is
at
lavender.
a friend's birthday party. The cucumber ones. And all the
Cucumber, why would you even pick those flavors?
Dude,
Because you're a
cucumber,
fucking
lavender,
idiot.
they have like rhubarb or
Yeah.
something like that. They have one that just I think one of them is called like cardboard.
And
It's like
here's
Little
grass.
Caesars cardboard like pizza box or
Grass
something.
flavored water. Yeah, I'm not.
One of them is called Lick the Floor, and it'll taste about as good.
Yeah, one of them is called like taquito that was dropped on 7-Eleven floor.
Like, here's the water that you wring out of a mop, and we'll just put that in here and carbonate it
Oh my
up.
god.
What is the actual flavor of this?
It's grapefruit.
Oh, grapefruit.
So, guys, this was a
Bad.
complete gag. I just wanted to catch you
Pretty
off guard
funny.
a little
I
bit
enjoyed
with this.
I enjoyed that.
But
Some people really like sparkling water and are
look.
probably yelling at us right now.
this is the thing. At work, we had like someone brought in like food or something one day. Oh, it was like on the one of the product launch days. Yeah, seriously, what the fuck? Don't ever fucking bring me food ever. But no, they did this, and then they did this.
They did.
How could you have done this?
How could you? I can't believe you've done this. No, so I go into the fridge for a beverage with this food that they brought. Food for everyone. There's a lot of food. So I'm thirsty. I go into the fridge. What do I see?
LaCroix.
It's just loined with LaCroix.
You just said loin.
Yeah, it's someone
loined up.
Someone loined this whole fridge with
Give me the
LaCroix.
fresh loin up.
Their loins are lined with LaCroix.
Dude, I had never felt so violated
Yeah.
in my life. And it was like all flavors of LaCroix. Like if you loved LaCroix,
Was your
man,
Honestly-
do I have a gift for you?
Honestly, if you're watching the video podcast, you can see that it's kind of vaporwave vibes.
It is.
Yeah,
No,
I'm
it's
gonna
kinda
say
sick.
that what this looks like, this LaCroix can, it looks like the store brand soda that Blockbuster would sell.
That's right.
I wouldn't
Or
know.
like the Dixie cups or like the
Yeah,
Solo
that's what
cups
this
that
looks
has,
like
the-
exactly. Is the Dixie Cup logo?
Yeah,
the
the, like,
oldish one.
the
or
blue
whatever.
and the
Blue
purple,
Jazz or
like-
whatever it's
yeah.
called.
And you're drinking it.
That sip I just had was pure garbage.
Yeah, I would. I would never take another sip of this.
Dude,
ever in my
it tastes really bad.
I know
It's
a
really
lot of
bad.
people. Like one of my sisters loves like sparkling water, and I just can't, I don't get it. Like I have tried it multiple times. It's like this doesn't taste
Yeah,
good.
no, it's
I'm
not-
about
not
to
good.
I'm about to alienate everyone because everybody likes one of these three things. Everyone in the world likes at least one of these three things. Ready? Sparkling water, garbage.
It is garbage.
Second thing that's garbage, unsweetened iced tea, or tea in general.
That's
Really?
a divisive
Wow.
one
That's
for sure.
that's gonna
Black tea.
that's
How about
gonna
that?
cause issues.
No.
How about unsweetened black
never
tea?
had
I'm not
that.
on your side.
All right.
I've been
and
drinking
then-
a lot of
yeah,
tea
no, I
recently.
said I was going to
like
alienate
tea.
everyone.
I like tea.
Next
Did I
one,
lie?
Music.
Next one, coffee.
All right, just get out of here.
Look, I know you don't like coffee though. I've known that about you forever.
I mean, they're all just like bitter, gross, like beverages.
I mean,
like
black
people like
coffee, I
shoving
guess.
gross, bitter beverages down their throat.
They're gullets. They're gullops.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, they need to get out. They need to
So
get
go
out.
ahead and email us at it's not so subtle at gmail.com if you'd like to say something to me
If you
about
want to
that.
engage in a
Fisticuffs matchup.
yeah.
Guess I'm gonna have to throw away my Starbucks gift card for you.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you can find
I-
something, a
you will.
frappuccino or something.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get a hot chalky.
Yeah.
You can get a hot
No,
toddy.
I'm an adult. I can get something there. It's
That's
fine.
right. You can compromise.
I'm glad you didn't have an actual gift because I was like, whatever this is gonna be is just gonna be awkward as hell. But I'm really glad it was the most disgusting thing you could have possibly given me, which is LaCroix.
Well, why would it have been awkward? Because you didn't get me something. That's fine.
Oh yeah, and I'm not going to get you something. As the other thing is just like, oh, here's your gift. guys, where's mine? I was like, it's coming in the mail, bud. Don't worry. It's coming.
It's coming in the mail, champ.
I didn't have time to print out, or my printer ran out of ink.
Yeah.
Usually you print out like a
Like an
picture,
IOU.
but
So I'll just keep making up excuses like,
it's like, oh, you could show me the email, like if you want the
Oh,
confirmation.
just like
Deleted
the,
it.
can you give
Oh,
me
my
like the
phone's
tracking
dead.
info? Yeah, I don't have that.
really just put a real strain
I deleted
on
it.
it. So.
The weird thing is that they never sent me a confirmation email, so
So just,
think I got
just hang
robbed.
on.
I
Hang
think
tight.
I may have gotten my credit card information taken. Speaking of that, today I got a message from John Howie Steak,
Wow, weird.
the place that we were talking about last night. Is that a local place? Am I doxing us?
It's in Bellevue, so no.
Okay. Well, we
Wait.
may or may not live in Bellevue. No, just kidding.
Wait, man, who knows
Yeah,
where we live?
exactly.
Bellevue is in the area
See, it's
of Washington.
I'm confusing them right now. That's
Yeah.
what I'm doing, and I'm confusing you guys too.
You
So
are.
I
here
have
we
no
go.
idea where we're going.
Really burying the lead. I have
Anyways,
no idea where this is
so
going.
John Howie Steak called me, and they were like, "Hey, we're calling to confirm your reservation tomorrow at 7:00 for 7 people," and I'm like, or it was a message, so I was
Yeah,
like,
okay.
yeah, this isn't me. So I called them back. No one answered. They're like, leave a message. And so I was just like, yeah, so got a message that was like, there's a reservation or something.
It's not
Yeah,
me.
so I never did that. I don't want a reservation. All right, thanks, guys. And then
So,
just
yeah.
like hung up. And
Did
so
you-
now I don't know what's going to happen.
Did you get a response back?
Well, they haven't called me back, so I don't know.
Wait. So weren't we just talking about this place?
Yeah.
Well, why were we
last
talking
night.
about it?
Because Jordan said he went there, yeah.
Okay, so why did
We're
you
talking
get
about-
a call?
I don't know. Someone made a reservation, or maybe they typed in the wrong phone number to confirm the
Entirely
reservation.
possible.
That's
This is what
that's the most likely scenario. But also, I'm a little worried about like someone having my information because like I had a fraud problem on my credit card a while back. So
I wouldn't.
and also the Equifax and all that shit.
Yeah,
But that
I
has
wouldn't
nothing to do
be
with,
worried
like,
about that.
reservations at a restaurant.
Although
Well, I mean,
will
if someone has
tell
all my
you,
information, like they can.
I will
I see,
say,
like your
if someone's
phone
using your credit card, John Howie, be prepared for a
Yeah.
hefty bill on your credit card.
Yeah, exactly. If someone goes out to John Howie on me, like that's not what we want.
You're gonna.
That's
wanna get
crazy
that money
though,
back.
because you were just talking about going.
It was
there.
me. I made the reservation in
Look,
your name.
Jordan did
I
it.
am the masked man.
Look, it turns
It
out
was me
that
all along.
turns out that Jordan was the real monster.
It was Kermit.
It was
Kermit.
That's wild.
Son of a gun.
Do you think this is one of those situations where, like, you know, do either of you guys have an Amazon Alexa?
No, but
Absolutely
I played
not.
with one last night.
Okay.
Played with her, real
I
good.
played with
You
Alexa.
played with her butt.
Jesus.
Nice.
She doesn't have a butt.
Have you guys seen like the little Alexa like sweaters that you can buy for Alexa? They're like little like mug warmer things.
We're
that you
done.
put on.
Oh, okay.
We're definitely.
You can buy a little outfit for Alexa. Wow,
Yeah.
that's just infantilization at the highest order.
Our society has gone down the
Look,
darkest
if
path.
I had an Amazon Alexa, it's a big if. You know, I'd have a few of those sweaters.
Probably.
You know, she'd be looking good.
You know, she'd be looking real hot.
Everyone looks fresh in my house. Alexa not excluded from that.
She would have sick kicks.
Look, just because Alexa isn't a real person,
Don't say that.
it doesn't matter. She's getting a hot sweater.
Yeah. Did you know
She'll
that
have a hot jack, 100%.
That's right.
this might be an option you can turn off. I don't know if that's true or not. But if you say something to Alexa, they record that option and you can play it back at a later date at any time.
Yeah, I know that.
If you say something to her,
If you
it'll
say,
record
hey,
the whole
Yeah,
thing.
if you say, hey, Alexa, blah, 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 it records that conversation.
And then you can find that recording later.
Yeah. Well, you, the person, can look like back on it and do it.
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I
So-
mean,
Is that not?
they're-
That's a little weird, right?
They're hearing
See,
everything we say.
It's
so.
interesting. Is it? I mean,
I mean, conspiracy?
the government.
Listen.
I mean, tinfoil. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look good, but
it seems real bad. I don't like.
I'm not
that.
stressing about it because I don't
Yeah.
have anything to hide. So it's at my private info,
Do you
which may or
guys-
may not have been used to secure a reservation at John Howard.
John Howie's at Hot Toddy's. Do you guys put like little tape over your webcams?
Absolutely
No.
not. Do you?
You should.
Let's
don't
look
care.
right now.
I don't have
There's
one.
nothing there.
I don't have one
You're
because
a
I don't care
liar.
if I live or die.
Honestly, though, a lot of people, I see this in my classroom a lot. When we were in there, about 80% of the like women in my classroom have that over their laptops. I
Really?
was like, wow, that's
Fair
a
enough.
thing. You know, I was
Yeah.
like, huh, I hadn't actually seen that before.
People
I
have
was like,
gone
wow.
to
There's multiple, like-
distances to secure women's
Yeah.
videos.
Nice.
for women, I could see that definitely being a thing. But
Yeah.
also, like, there's been some high-profile people out there who have been like, you should probably put a thing on your webcam.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure, like, Bill Gates said that or something. Or not Bill Gates, but it was, like, it was a major... I don't know if it was Elon Musk or if it was, like... It's some major, like, player in the tech game right now. Like, some CEO or something was like, you should probably definitely do that.
Yeah.
Oh, it was, what's his name?
Mark Zuck.
Old Zucky.
He said he does it.
Mm-hmm.
It was Snowden, I think. Snowden was like, well, if you don't have one on your webcam, you're fucked.
Well, the only time I ever really open up my laptop is when we're recording. Oh, no.
Hello, Mark. Mark, where are you?
Guys, they're getting free access to all our podcasts right now.
Look, they don't even have to subscribe on iTunes.
God damn it.
I mean, everybody
We
gets
get
free
no-
access. That's the beauty of the format. Thank you guys for subscribing.
Guys, if you want to support our
Alright.
Patreon, go ahead and hit the link below. Oh.
Blast
Really,
from the future.
Went on a few tangents there, but we're back.
Yeah, we're back.
We're done with Christmas stuff, right?
Yes.
Do we want to jump into New Year's resolutions? If not, we can wait till the next time we record. I don't care.
What? I mean, this is the last one before New Year's, so might as well
Alright,
just
let's do it.
hit that real quick.
Dane, I know you were struggling to find one, so you go first.
Okay. My New Year's resolution is for Not So Subtle to hit #1 podcast on iTunes 2018.
Okay. Attainable.
That's
and respectable.
insane, but I like the
But an honorable one.
Yeah, I like the.
We could shoot a little lower.
No, it's fine.
No? Okay.
No, that's
We
good.
could shoot a little lower. I
little.
think with
Number 2, maybe.
with making goals, you need to set like attainable goals, and I'm not 100% sure that one's attainable.
Right. So let's knock it down a few rungs here
To
on
4.
the ladder. Let's go. Let's
To number
say,
4.
No, let's say so maybe something with
How
YouTube.
about we
Maybe
get
something with
one
YouTube.
subscriber on iTunes? Just kidding. We probably have one. How about?
They're releasing those iTunes analytics soon, so we can actually.
Yeah, that's gonna be good.
Yeah.
They might already have it.
Yeah, I think they actually do.
Should we say a view
It's in
count?
beta.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I want our videos to our podcast videos on YouTube to be consistently 1,000+ views.
Okay.
That would be the dream.
I was gonna say
1,000 is like that's not that crazy.
Yeah. I was gonna say total views over the next year, like 10,000. I was like, okay, that's like attainable, right?
Yeah, that seems right.
I mean, that's not quite equals out to 1,000 a view or 1,000 a week
It
or
wouldn't,
whatever, but
but
it's a decent
Once we
number.
get 10,000, we can actually monetize the videos. So
Perfect, and then we can get media passes.
I don't know what level that is, but it's vague. So
Yeah.
maybe.
Use the vagueness to our
Yeah.
advantage.
So
Alright.
what was your? Is that it?
yeah.
All right.
Coulter, how about you?
Mine is to stop cheating on my. Just kidding. No. I think that I would like to start streaming more. That would be fun.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I
And I
also
have
wanna
some
do that.
plans to expand the streaming and podcast setup. In a way that I could say right now, but might as well keep it a surprise.
we've talked about
Yeah, we've
this.
talked a little
Yeah.
bit about it.
I
It's
think
very
that-
simple. It's not just. Yeah.
No, but it would be.
You guys will notice when it happens.
But look, it'll change the game.
It will change the game. So yeah, that'll be cool.
Alright.
And then yeah, I hope to become independent from my parents to some degree.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
That is actually a real.
We all think that. So.
I was also gonna say I would also like to up the stream game a bit, but my current living situation doesn't really help with that too much. So
I'm always hearing sounds.
yeah, so it's hard for me to do that. Though I would like at least one of our live streams, if when it goes live, maybe have immediately have people looking at it at one point, like, oh, okay, people are waiting to watch us,
Or
I
like
would
when
like to
they
see
see the
that.
notification, they're like
Yeah.
willing to
Like,
jump in.
I
and
want people to
watch.
tune in, so
Right.
see that. Hopefully that will happen over the next year.
I want someone to notice me, senpai.
Please, senpai, notice us.
Yeah, it's a group effort.
Notice so subtle.
Nice. That was a stretch, but I liked it.
Man.
Don't drink that.
I just want to drink it. I just want to have something to drink.
That's
That's
like that was like an order. You're like, don't drink that.
guys. That's how these get drank. Is someone's like, I just need something
Yeah.
to drink.
No, that was literally the other night. So, backstory for this really quickly. The other night we were playing online, as you do. Jokingly, it became a joke after I came back with food and I didn't have anything to drink, and I was like, guys, I had nothing to drink, so I'm drinking a LaCroix. And then my joke was that I would have literally had anything else. Like, anything else in the house. Water. Like, I said I would have drank my own urine,
You
I
did
think,
say
at some
that.
point. Like, literally anything but LaCroix. And it became a running joke. Thus, I decided to just steal 3 cans of LaCroix and smuggle them in my backpack for this bit.
Listen, no one else is going to drink them. Might as well.
You need to get rid of
This
these.
is the
Do your
thing, my
parents
parents
like
like
them?
it.
No.
Oh, god damn it.
In fact, my mom, I was like, Mom, can I...
They're probably
can I-"
listening, so
Probably. I
tread
was-
lightly.
Well, no, I was like, Mom, can I take 3 cans of... Like, I had them in my hand, and I was gonna take them. Like, I'm taking
And she
3
was
cans of
hesitant.
LaCroix for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's like, what's the bit? I'm like, well, we all hate LaCroix, so I'm gonna pull it out of my backpack and be like, I know you guys love LaCroix, and it's gonna
You
be
sure
it's gonna be a
do.
funny thing. And then my mom's like, oh, like, okay, but if you're not gonna drink them, bring it back. Because she wanted the LaCroix.
Yeah.
Finish your goddamn LaCroix.
Mrs.
She's gonna
LaPointe,
know.
Mrs. LaPointe, by the end of this video, I guarantee you that these will have been drunk, so don't worry about it. They will be put to good use.
Right.
They will go down a hole, I can guarantee you that.
One a-hole will have LaCroix in it at some point.
and they will or will not be satisfied. You know,
Yeah.
you don't know. We don't know. Don't make fun of me.
Alright. I think that ends our holiday segments.
Right.
Unless you guys have anything else to say about it.
No, bah humbug.
At the end, we will do our rousing rendition of Auld Lang Syne, but other than that, we're good.
Okay, that is being saved for the end. Let's hop into... Alright, I'll leave this one for you guys. Do you want to jump into the wacky film, or should we talk about Star Wars?
I think we should get Star Wars out of the way.
I think we should do.
Sure.
I have not seen Star Wars yet, so if anyone's listening, probably not going to be any
We
spoilers.
need our
on
soundboards
this.
that has our sound. Wow, I just like had a stroke.
You definitely.
It's the LaCroix. It's the LaCroix.
Oh, sorry. We need
I'm
our
lying.
soundboard that says "boo" on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, it's not my fault. I've been trying to watch this movie for the last couple of weeks. Every time I have a showing available with the people I want to go to, something either comes up, the movie is packed to the brim. The only seats available are the ones in the front 2 rows, if any. I'm not sitting there.
If it was the old days, there would be like there would be double as many seats per theater. So
It's this is honestly one of the biggest problems. Is like the other thing is like trying to organize the logistics of it. Is like, okay, well, what day do you want to go? It's like any day is possible, but like then you have to buy the tickets online ahead of time, and it's just a mess. I just want to walk into the theater and watch the movie, but I can't do that.
Yeah. Certain theaters around here you can.
Very
It's
few.
a risk. It's very few.
Yeah. So
Like one.
yeah. But again, the point of this is saying that probably not going to be a lot of spoilers. Hopefully, I don't want you guys to spoil the movie for me.
No, I'm
So,
not going to spoil
But
it.
I do want to hear.
I'm going to keep it very, very vague.
I want to hear your general thoughts of things that how you feel about it. So, because we did discuss this on our last episode. This is a major.
it's a major
Point.
moment in my
And-
life.
Yeah. In,
I mean-
for Star Wars.
For
I
Star
mean,
Wars.
you guys.
honestly, it
And
is.
us.
So,
All right. Whoever wants to start, please take the floor.
Colter, I want to hear what you have to say.
I've heard nothing from Colter, so.
Yeah, I haven't heard a single thing, and I've been wanting to talk to you about it.
So yeah, I mean it's a divisive film. We all know this by now.
Yeah.
I have heard that.
Yes, I was put off by a lot of it.
No.
I think that there were really good moments, but overall, and I can hear people explain everything, tell me why it's like not bad, and like, I don't think it's bad, but tell me why, like, justify every little thing that was weird, and like, go into all this detail and all this, and I'm just like, okay, well, in the movie theater, did I like that or did I not like that? And the answer is, a lot of the time, I didn't like that. So, I was left ultimately unsatisfied. However, there were many things in the movie that I enjoyed. One of the best, there was a scene in this movie that was one of my favorite Star Wars scenes of all time. Obviously, I won't say which one it is,
Yeah.
but
I think I know.
you'll hear about it. And yeah, where was I going with that? Yeah, there was scenes that I really liked, and I was obviously entertained. Like, I was not going to miss any of it.
Sure, it's
because-
visually entertaining. Like,
yeah, to some degree, and also like it's Star Wars, so like,
Yeah.
and we're working with characters that have made previous appearances, so we're now working on continuity and like stuff like that. So I was invested, but it was weird. Super weird.
Without going into too many specifics, we talked like last episode, we're like, okay, like I want this movie to do something different. I want this movie to make that risk that is going to like make me look forward to the next movie. Does that happen, or does it play it safe?
I would say yes.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely does stuff that you don't expect. I don't know if it takes like... I feel like it doesn't commit to like the changes that it tries to make. Like, yeah, I don't want to say too much more than that,
Okay.
but I feel like it tries to go in like new directions, but it doesn't really go all the way. It doesn't really commit.
Okay.
But there's a lot of like subverting your expectations. So yeah, it's more than I could have asked for, and it's way different than Force Awakens. So
That keeps me intrigued, but I'm still worried that I will be disappointed by this movie. But Dane, how did you feel about it?
I don't know. I don't know.
You're quoted saying multiple times, I had a few problems with this movie, but overall I liked it.
Yeah, I would say. I mean, that's accurate. So I'm curious to. I want to ask you later what that scene was that you're talking about, because I think I have a feeling I know what it is, but I don't want to say anything at all. So the structure of the movie, I have a problem with, because I keep this very vague. There's like three kind of like things going on in this movie. There's like it doesn't, to me it felt almost like three different movies.
It's following like three different acts or something.
It's not necessarily acts, but there's like the characters are in different like
Sure, yeah.
situations, and so.
which is not like super new or anything, because
No, it's
Luke
not. I
was
mean,
like on Dagobah, whereas Han and Leia were doing their own things.
right, and so that's Star Wars has always been like that. So that's
I'm
not
talking
bad.
about in Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. So that's fine, which is that's cool. And I guess there were some parallels to like that sort of thing where like they have to like learn about themselves, or like those people are off doing their thing or whatever. But I absolutely hated two of those things that were going on. Like, I did not like it at all.
Huh.
But the reason I say that I like this movie is because one of them was like some of the coolest stuff they've done with Star Wars. Some of the coolest stuff they've done like in sci-fi, I think, that I've seen recently. There's a lot of like I've heard people say this online. They were saying that it doesn't really feel like a Star Wars movie in the sense that it's like an epic space opera anymore. This more just feels like a regular like sci-fi movie.
Yeah.
Which I like, but I don't know, like the Star Warsy aspects of the movie were the parts that I kind of hated the most. And the parts where they were like, man, I wish I could say something. The parts where they were like going a little off the rails and doing like movie type stuff was really good. But I feel like for a lot of people, they probably enjoyed that stuff, but they probably weren't looking for that in a Star Wars movie. So either like the people who came for the Star Wars stuff, I think, are mainly going to be disappointed because, in my opinion, it's terrible. But then the people who like came for the Star Wars stuff aren't going to be happy with the non-Star Wars stuff because they don't want that in their Star Wars movie, even though that's the best part. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of people who are just conflicted about like what they actually liked or why they liked it or what they're looking for. So I've heard a lot of people say like this is their favorite Star Wars movie, and I've heard a lot of people say that this is by far the worst Star Wars movie. It's definitely not the worst Star Wars movie.
That honor goes to Episode 1.
It's definitely better than all the prequels.
Attack of the Clones is garbage.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not gonna say that this is worse because I don't really think it is, but I don't know, because I definitely have a nostalgic view of all the prequels. So I mean, we won't go into that.
Yeah. The like split structure was something that I kind of had an issue with, because every time it would switch to one of them in particular, but either of them really, and go away from the one I was actually enjoying. I actually got bored, and I just didn't like it. And it didn't feel very. It didn't feel like a Hollywood like a blockbuster even. It felt like a TV show or something. It was really
so weird.
It's really strange. I don't know. exactly how to describe it, but it just felt really weird, and I didn't like it. And yeah, it didn't really go anywhere that I cared about.
Okay.
It's interesting, but the reason I say that I like it overall is because the parts that I enjoyed, I thought were like really, really, really good. There's some really good scenes in there, but it's just buried under stuff that's not so good.
Certainly still very interested to see this movie, if not more so just to see, because like reading online and just general like online scene, it's hard not to avoid people talking about the movie, and I have definitely seen people saying that this is just divisive and incredibly divisive, but I don't know, from what you guys are saying, I have a feeling this is my pre-review. Going in, I'm ready to be disappointed by this movie already. I was beforehand, but I am still incredibly curious to see the actual, just like what it is gonna do.
I think there are some parts in there that you'll really like.
I'm sure, like, it's not like I'm gonna hate it. I'm probably gonna enjoy lots of parts of it. But
yeah, I'm sure you will.
I don't think this movie is gonna change my mind on how I foresee like the franchise going. And
yeah,
that's what I needed it to do, and
it does for me in some ways, but like Colter said, they don't commit enough to that strategy or like that like trajectory or whatever. So I'm not sure. One thing I will say, I have no idea what's going to happen in the next movie. I have no clue what they're even going to do. So for better or worse.
They're going to
we'll see.
Episode 6.
Sure hope not. It was left in interesting places, I'll say that. What was I going to say? Oh, I can say this without spoiling anything. I think the space battles are really good. The space battles are actually very good in this movie, I thought. And visually, I would say it is, in one of the sections of the movie, visually, it's really, really good. In the other ones, it's just it's just nothing. Yeah. Yeah. I can't.
Wait, are you saying it's good or bad?
Horrible.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh, it's absolutely horrible.
All right.
And we can say that without spoiling because you don't know what that is.
Yeah.
All right. I can't wait to see that.
Yeah.
Cannot wait to see the next Star Wars movies, guys. That's going to be fun. Just real fun.
I think you should still be... I don't think they should, like, put a damper on your expectations or your experience, because like I said, I still, overall, I enjoyed the movie, but I had some pretty big issues with it.
It's like no other Star Wars movie before it, so...
Yeah, that's true.
Again, I'm
for better or for worse,
incredibly interested in seeing where I fall on this divide.
Yeah,
I am very interested to see what you say.
So
I'm very interested to talk spoilers.
Hopefully, by this time next week, I'll have seen it already. I'm sure we will discuss it beforehand, but
I think one of our friends was talking about seeing it soon.
Yeah, so I will definitely see it within the next few days.
Yeah.
All right, I think that'll wrap up Star Wars for now. That was a interesting peek into it for me, at least. Let's talk about our wacky film.
Try to keep it very vague.
Yeah, you did. You guys did a good job. I appreciate that. Let's talk about our wacky film of the week, Poltergeist.
A film like no other.
A film like no other.
I would say it's somewhat accurate, actually.
Yeah, so this film was directed by not Steven Spielberg.
But it was really Steven Spielberg.
His name is in the opening credits about 14 times, so...
He wrote it, he produced it,
He might as well have directed.
He was the janitor on set.
He did every part of like production and writing and storyline. Like, just like, dude,
yeah, he did everything.
You did it. Just whoever
you did it.
Whoever
Champ, you did it.
Whatever fake name they put as their director.
Toby Hooper.
Yeah,
what kind of name is that?
If you rearrange Toby Hooper the right way, it spells.
It's Tom Riddle.
It's I am Lord Voldemort.
But yeah, all right.
I am Lord Bergspiel.
This movie. Do we want to set up a little bit of it? Just jump right in. It's
the same as every other paranormal movie. You're in a house with a family, and
they get spooked.
There's a little girl who feels a connection to a paranormal entity.
This is like the OG, though.
Yeah. It's definitely been copied,
Aped.
and I don't know the whole history of this type of movie, but I'm sure this is one of the early examples. But yeah, the girl feels some connection to a paranormal force, and it kind of,
it fucks his family up.
It delves into madness from there, as most paranormal movies go. But this goes farther.
Goes very far.
Yeah, I will start by saying that I generally thought this was actually a pretty decent movie. normally for like old horror movies, I come in with getting ready to not be quite frightened by it, or like, okay, this is like not that scary or something. But I thought that there were parts of this movie that were like, okay, this like the tenseness here is actually like, getting to me a little bit. And it feels very just like uncomfortable.
Right.
So I enjoyed that, but I also thought it just had a lot of cool effects. There were some goofy like special effects that obviously didn't age well, but
but there's a lot of practical stuff in here too.
I also hated the kids in this movie. They're so fucking loud. Every kid is just screaming and yelling their just lungs out, and it's hard to just listen. Like, but apart from that,
insane shite is happening. I don't really blame them.
Yeah, can you blame them? Their house is getting just like their entire life is getting turned upside down.
I get it, but like maybe whoever was working on the audio, just turn it down a little bit.
The audio was insane.
Audio was very loud, especially in the final act.
It's just chaos is happening. It's so loud, but I don't know. I thought it was pretty good. Like, it wasn't like it didn't scare me horribly, but there were, like I said, a lot of tense scenes in there that I thought were pretty good. So, what about you guys?
I don't know if I've ever seen a movie that like went into complete madness on screen, auditorily, like audio and
jumps
like
the shark
visual.
At the end of the movie a lot.
Like I've never seen something with that extended of an insanity scene with that much like stimulation for that long of a period of time. Like, that's crazy.
Like, it was weird to me because throughout most of the movie, it's not that like, it's not that crazy. It's not that violent. There's a couple of scenes, like there's one scene there where somebody was like clawing his melting face off, which is like, whoa.
He's having like a hallucination.
Yeah,
or something.
Like, I didn't expect that, but for the most part, it's not a lot of just like crazy monsters attacking people or anything. It's like the paranormal stuff, like invisible stuff is moving around, and then the end of the movie just throws that into the wall, like dirt, and just goes crazy. It was it was wild. I'm not sure if I really liked that too much. I did, like, just so much was happening. I was like, whoa, I don't know what to feel anymore. But
yeah, I was gonna say that I actually really, because I before we started this, I was looking up reviews online, and one of the ones that kind of stuck with me, like the tagline or like the synopsis, was they were saying it's like, paranormal movies that you've come to. I think this was like on IMDb or something, so it's probably in like relation to movies today. But they were saying that it makes you kind of feel that you're like the family, or like you're there with the family, and you're like kind of like experiencing how they see everything and how like it's affecting them, rather than just like you're just like a floating camera in a house and people are getting destroyed. It's like you have a like relationship with the family, and I think I liked the ending when it got crazy, because you had time to kind of like get used to these characters and kind of learn a little bit about them, and then it's kind of quiet and mostly like pretty mellow throughout most of the movie. Like, there's some weird ass shit where she gets sucked in the TV and like shit starts going crazy, and you're like, is it a ghost? Is it like, is she in the TV? Is like, what's happening? And then they kind of blow the lid off with that like clairvoyant lady who's like an expert or whatever, and she's like explaining like the other realm, and like they just tell you everything. Like,
that scene right there, I got like deja vu for Insidious with the way that I was like, wow, Insidious probably saw it. I was like, okay, like
this movie can be directly compared to Insidious and all the like James Wan
I agree
paranormal films.
That's definitely true.
That's what I was thinking the entire time. Was like, this Insidious like did a lot of this. Like,
where like the specialist comes in and they're like, okay, we're gonna, like, they just explain like this crazy concept, and then everyone's on board. They're like, all right, we gotta go into the dream. Everyone, we gotta go into this fucking like weird ass vagina thing that opened up in the closet. Like, we gotta do it.
The like asshole of hell opened up, and it's just very strange. Like, the whole there's just so much weird shit happening in the movie. It was just like, it's ridiculous, but I couldn't like. I'm not gonna like. I couldn't laugh at it because it wasn't funny. It was just like, what the fuck is happening?
Well, it's just crazy shit like that. Yeah, the rectum of hell opens up, and then there's like a demonic like tree skull monster that comes out of the thing, and like it's like a giant like skull head. That's just, they like made it. It's just a real thing.
Yeah, it's basically just a monster face pops out, and it's like a practical huge monster face that like
there's a lot of practical effects in here. There's like when the closet first opens up and she gets sucked in there or whatever, there's just like every piece of furniture or like everything that's not like bolted down to the floor in that room is like flying into the closet, and it's all just real stuff.
That stuff was pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, there's some really cool stuff, and like at the end when they're like throwing the rope into the like portal or whatever, the lighting and like the weird strobe effects and stuff, I think that was all just real. Like they were in a room with like crazy shit flying around and like wind. I'm sure they were getting blown with wind and like crazy
it was just
stuff.
like smoke and lights and wind.
Yeah,
it was like all it was.
It's pretty but it definitely looked cool.
Yeah,
I don't know. It was
they somehow used that to like really good effect.
Yeah, like they had a lot of special effects in here that definitely didn't age well, but I almost don't even know why they did that, because they did almost everything practical. Yeah. And it actually looked pretty decent.
I feel like they could have done that without, like... Because most of the effects are just, like, to show the tendrils or whatever coming out of the TV.
Like
and
the
it's
wispy, like,
you don't
things.
really even need to show that. Like, if it was just invisible, what difference is it going to make to me? Like, that...
Yeah.
In fact, might be scarier, because you're just like, what is
because she's getting pulled by something, or like,
So it's like, okay, like, that's fine, but... There honestly wasn't that much of that either. There's, like, a few scenes where you see the... like ghost ectoplasm tendril, but it's not that much, so didn't really bother me that much.
Like even when when the guy's face was melting off or whatever, that's something that you would definitely think they'd use CGI for.
Yeah,
but then instead it was just like in Scanners or whatever, where that guy's head explodes. It was the same thing, but like chunks of
like Indiana Jones.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's actually a better example. Like it was like that professor dude who gets his face melted.
Yeah, it wasn't as much melting as like chunks were falling off.
Yeah, he's just like decaying in front of us.
Yeah, that was really bad.
And
he was like peeling it off
that
and
was
shit.
wild.
It was really wild. But then they had that. But then also like when the mom comes back with the daughter and she's like covered in the ectoplasm, like it's just like so gross.
They're just Nickelodeon gack all over.
Yeah. And like I don't know, a lot of that stuff I thought was pretty cool. Like this movie, you can tell that there's a lot of care put into this movie, which I thought was cool.
That's a classic Dane phrase. We can add that to the soundboard.
I would say that is. But, okay.
I mean,
you know what I mean.
It's not an insult, yeah. I'm just saying.
It's something that I enjoy when I see it. Yeah. Because they don't make movies like this anymore.
Yeah, I feel like nowadays with the Insidiouses and whatnot, it's like, you already know what I'm going to say. It's like all CG and, silly-ass looking stuff. And when it's practical, it looks a lot better. But I feel like in the old style movies like this, I accept it more for some reason. Even the CG in this movie, like I was like, okay, that looks really bad, but it's like, I don't know. I'm like, okay, it's old. I'm already like suspending my belief. Because it's old, so it's not that hard to like suspend it a little more for the bad CG in the movie. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Something is more appealing about that than the new like glossy CG of the fucking Bye Bye Man.
I think it also is just because like in the new movies, like everything is so crystal clear and perfect that it stands out even more when you're just like, okay, well, what the fuck is this like goop, like CG goop shit coming out of this? It's like this doesn't compare to like. I can like see the pores on this person's face because of how high quality the cameras are. Mm-hmm. But in this movie, it's just like it looks fuzzy. It's like fuzzy TV shit. Like it's not that bad, and it's not there for that long. Like it doesn't drag you out of the experience. And there are certainly worse cases of CG from older movies like not holding up. Like this one is fine. It still is like obviously you're like, oh, that's not really there. But
when there's like film grain, there's like a layer of fuzz across the screen. It's 30 frames per second. Like. All this stuff from the olden days.
24.
Oh yeah, whatever. Thank you. It's a lot more forgiving with all the effects.
The blemishes are easier to overlook when everything looks a little dirtier.
Yeah.
So it's fair.
Nowadays it's like in 4K, but then you see the fucking Bye Bye Man fly across the screen. You're like, that's garbage.
Like that's so real.
So yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I thought. Overall, I was surprised by how much I liked this movie. I think, do you guys want to give it a review? Do you have anything else to say about it?
Well, I was going to say, this movie is like the polar opposite of Paranormal Activity, where in Paranormal Activity, you don't see anything like...
At all.
Anything happen, basically, for better or for worse. And in this movie, everything happens. You have nothing is off the table as to what can happen.
Yeah, there's like... a skeleton army that appears at the end, like
well,
not an army, but like
they're not alive. They're not Jack Skellington.
No, but like it goes.
Skeletons
it goes from,
pop out of the house.
Yeah, it goes from like okay, there's a poltergeist in the house. That's weird. Like that's strange.
Like, I've seen this before.
Right. The daughter disappears into the TV. There's all kinds of crazy shit happening. There's a tornado that comes that doesn't suck up the house, but sucks up like the boy or tries to kill the boy. And then we go from that to, okay, the rectum of hell opens up in the little girl's closet. People get sucked into like, you know, the ghost dimension. And then
There's like a like Zero. You remember Zero from The Nightmare Before Christmas? How he's like
Yeah.
a ghost dog, like a skeleton dog.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
like the big boy version of that guarding the door.
Zero all grown
Right,
up.
His mom like
The
wants
beast.
to get in, but it's like the big boy version of Zero is guarding it.
right, and then
But he's a ghost too.
yeah, so they have that. They have all that. And then it's not enough because at the end, apparently this whole housing complex was built on a cemetery.
Yeah.
And all of the, like, you know, skeletons just pop up into the house.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you know, real, like, actual practical coffins, like, popping up out of the fucking ground. And, like, there's, like, the lawn is getting destroyed. And
Their
there's
whole
just,
neighborhood is just
like,
blowing up.
yeah,
at the
there's
end.
like gas lines that are exploding
Yeah.
in the neighborhood, and
Yeah.
like fire hydrants are popping off, and then the house just gets sucked up into the air and gets like
It gets sucked into a portal to another
into a black
dimension.
hole or
Yeah.
something. And then yeah, I mean it goes so far within within 10 minutes.
Yeah.
There's like a 10 to 15 minute period where it's like, okay, well, the world is ending
Yeah.
in this neighborhood.
I really didn't expect that. Like, everything before the movie is pretty, like, subdued, and then it was just like, this is just gone so far off the rails from
Well,
what
no,
I thought.
because
It's
like
just
they
crazy.
rescue the little girl, and then that lady's like, the house is clear.
Yeah.
And you're like, all right, she killed the ghost people. That's it. No.
No.
The next scene, they're moving out of the house, and they're like, well, we have to stay the night because we're not moved into the new house
Yeah.
yet. The husband isn't there. He's like off moving or whatever. It's the mom and the daughter and the son, right?
Mm.
Is that
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
And the teenage daughter is off somewhere
Yeah.
else, right? Yeah. So it's just them, and then of course
Bedlam.
the rectum to hell. They're on the threshold of hell,
Yeah.
and it comes knocking. The devil comes knocking, and just shit goes wild.
Yeah.
That's right after you think the movie is done.
Yeah.
You're like,
Although,
all right, they're moving out of the house.
They
We're
do,
good.
like, there's definitely a vibe at the end where she's, like, in the house, like, she's, like, getting into the bath or something, and it's just like, okay,
Oh, that's
something
true.
is gonna happen.
There's a foreboding vibe. Yeah, I really liked how that was done. Like they do a foreboding vibe for a long time. Like everybody's going to sleep and stuff, and it's like, so we know that like something is coming. Probably they could just fake us out and not do
Yeah.
anything, but
Yeah.
some scary thing is probably going to happen. What exactly is going to happen? And then like it goes 0 to
There's no way
1
to
million
predict
in
that.
2 seconds.
yeah,
So yeah, that was
because you're
wild.
like, well, they killed the ghost. Like, what could go wrong?
Yeah.
And then everything goes wrong.
Yeah. I also I really enjoyed the like that short lady with the weird ass voice. I enjoyed
Dude,
her.
I did not like her.
Her what do you call it? Speech. How she was explaining the whole
Yeah.
situation, and it had like a vibe of like, all right, now we're gonna do this,
Yeah.
bruh. And then at the end it was like, let's do it.
She was like, let's kill that ghost, or like,
She was,
let's get that
pumping
ghost or
them up,
whatever.
just
Yeah.
pumping up them
yeah.
for the
And
final
then they
fight.
like went in and did it. So yeah, that's something I like.
I mean, that
I
was
actually
that was
liked
a
the
cool
movie a fair amount.
sequence. That was a cool sequence, but I did not like that character.
The character was hard for me
Fair
to take
enough. It was
seriously.
basically Edna mode.
Yeah.
Pretty much, actually.
Yeah.
And I like how we kept questioning. We're like, is it a 7-year-old in makeup?
I'm still not convinced.
Her voice sounded like a 7-year-old. Yeah, that was weird.
So weird.
Alright. Do we want to give it our reviews?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a. I'm gonna give this movie a B.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna say a solid B.
Solid B movie.
Yeah, it was a solid B movie, starring Jerry Seinfeld.
What's up with all these bees?
Oh my god,
Is that pretty good?
That was your impression.
that was pretty good.
That was better than your Terminator.
No, yeah, I actually liked this movie a good amount. I would. I don't even know if I,
I would
really
say
call-
this is my favorite movie of all time.
Yeah, I would say this is easily the best movie ever made. Second only to Calabar's Revenge,
Yeah.
of course.
Obviously.
That goes without saying. No, it was good. I really enjoyed. I mean, say what you will about the soundboard, but like I said, this feels like there's a lot of care put into this movie, and it has that Spielberg vibe to me, where I don't care if he directed it or he had his hand all over the movie. I'm sure
Yeah.
in a lot of ways, he probably helped.
He
direct
had his
it,
hand
even
all
if-
over me.
That's right, and I wish he did.
What?
What? But it has that cool Spielberg vibe where I don't know what it is exactly about his movies, but Goonies has something similar where it just kind of feels like it's heartwarming. And
I wouldn't say that about this movie.
No. But in the
not the word I would
sense that
use.
like it's just like movie magic. Like there's something like magical about like his style, and like he loves like the the cinematic experience.
He's a master of the craft.
That's right.
Movie magic is a word I would use.
Yeah. Heartwarming. It's heartwarming to me. The movie isn't, but it's heartwarming to me,
Right.
Because it just feels like, even though this movie came out in 1982, like I feel very like, it's very mystical, and like there's something just like weird and kind of magical about it that I really enjoy.
Yeah.
So it has that cool like 80s like, oh, this is a good, like they don't make them like this anymore kind of movie. So I enjoyed it a lot.
All right.
You're a hipster.
That's right. I am.
Are we doing our like? Were you gonna give it a letter grade or something?
I give it a B.
Oh, okay.
You don't remember the Jerry Seinfeld joke?
Oh,
Come on, we did.
that was what it was based on.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, I realized that we spoiled the whole movie, so I don't know why I'm doing recommendations, but I'll recommend it if you enjoy paranormal movies. You should probably watch it. Even if you don't really enjoy the paranormal movies of today, I'd recommend this because it goes balls to the wall. So if you enjoy movies that go above and beyond the Call of Duty in their particular genre, I'd say this is a good example. And yeah, I'd say it was pretty good, and it's not an art house film like some of the other movies we've watched. It's pretty straightforward, although there is like obvious paranormal like craziness that happens. But yeah, anyways,
All right.
good movie.
You would say it's accessible.
It is accessible to some degree if you like
Horror.
tension.
Yeah.
I'm going to give this movie 8 channels out of 10 channels.
That's a pretty high grade for you.
It's a good movie. There's nothing I can really knock about it except that the kids are really loud.
Yeah.
And they're really loud.
Yeah, I don't even know that's really like, I feel like you're nitpicking with that one.
I mean, come on, they're really fucking loud.
They were, but like they were going through some shit, dude.
I get it, but just
She got sucked into
quiet
another
down,
dimension,
Jimmy.
dude.
Just shut up for one moment and let Papa take care of work. Just trying to kill these ghosts.
I get it.
Steven Spielberg loves children in peril.
He does.
He does.
I didn't make this joke during the movie. I was going to, and I said, "Oh, I can definitely tell this is a Spielberg film because there's a bunch of kids in this." Boom, roasted already. But I couldn't bring myself to say it.
There
Next
is always
Hollywood Predator, yes or no?
Yes. I'll vote yes.
Wait, what?
I said next Hollywood Predator, yes
God,
or no?
please, I hope not. I'll be so,
God,
I'll
please.
Be so,
So many people will be so sad.
I'll be
if that was the
I'll be
case.
so fucking sad.
Yeah, let's hope not.
Let's keep it a Kevin Spacey. He can have all
Yes.
the kids. And we can just.
Well, he's not gonna have any more kids. I'll leave
Hopefully
it at that.
not.
We don't know.
I guess.
We
All
don't
right.
know. Don't make fun of me,
Goodbye, sponsors.
guys. LaCroix.
Don't sponsor us.
It won't prey on your kids.
LaCroix. I don't know how to actually pronounce it. We need to get
LaCroix.
my bro up here.
LaCroix.
Can you go get him?
I think it might be LaCroix.
LaCroix.
Can you go get him?
It doesn't matter because it's still shit. So
I'll go ask him while one of you is talking about video games.
Okay. Well, are there any other movies or anything you guys want to talk about? Seen in the last week or so?
Oh, I did kind of want to briefly talk about this. I watched one of the most infamous cult movies of all time, Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Ah.
Have you guys seen that?
No.
I know you haven't. We talked about this. You haven't seen it?
No.
Okay. I kind of want to put it on the list.
Okay.
It's indescribable.
Put it on the
I'll
list.
say that. It's indescribable.
I feel like I wouldn't like it just from what I've heard about it.
You might.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. So.
I don't. It's a musical.
Yeah. I know that. That's basically all I know.
Yeah, it's a musical. I found out it was initially a Broadway play, a musical. And Tim Curry he helped construct the character of Dr. Frankenfurter, the infamous transvestite that I'm sure you've seen pictures of, where he just looks absolutely insane. And then, I guess he helped, make the film version happen. But it's infamous mostly because they have, like, crazy screenings where, like, people throw... Like, they get really involved in, like, the movie and they throw, like, food at the screen.
There's, like, traditions.
There's, like, crazy stuff that they do, like, for this movie specifically. And I don't know all the traditions. There's a lot of weird stuff.
That puts me off for some reason.
Yeah, that's weird. But the movie itself... It was refreshing to me because it's not often that you can go into a movie and sit down and watch it from beginning to end and have literally no idea what's going to happen, why it's happening, where it's going to go. Like, I was consistently surprised because I just, at a certain point, I had to just, like, turn my brain off and be like, okay, I can't, like...
I'm not on board anymore. I'm off the rails.
It wasn't even that I was fully on board the entire time, but it was
still
like,
off the rails.
But it was like, I have no idea what's going to happen. I don't know why this is happening.
The train went off the track and
crazy.
It sprouted wings.
Yeah, and dude, this movie it's very weird. I want to put it on the list if only to see and hear your guys' reactions because it's very strange.
I'm fine with it. I've heard it referred to as a cult hit.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say classic. I wouldn't put it that far.
It's a cult hit. It's definitely, I will say, it's unforgettable.
All right. How much care was put into the movie?
So much care. So much care. So I watched that. I also watched a few Christmas movies.
Did you watch Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer 2000 animated film?
Absolutely not.
All right, then stop talking.
Nor will I ever. I watched National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Also a classic. Have you seen that?
Yes.
No.
Very funny.
National Lampoon is a funny set of movies.
It's pretty funny. What's his name? Chevy Chase. Funny guy.
Yeah.
Those movies are very funny. We watched... What else did I watch? I watched a newer movie.
How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
No.
Okay. I could keep listing them
Actually,
off.
I watched a few old movies. I don't know. I'll think of it. But Rocky Horror is the one I wanted to bring up because I feel like we should watch it.
All right.
I was trying to figure out which movie that we've watched had the least amount of care put into it. And we all know the answer is Halloween Town 2 Calabar's Revenge.
Absolutely.
However...
Stop.
I
Barring that
think
one.
maybe the other one...
Least amount of care.
I saw one that I thought was probably it.
I want to go with...
American
Dazed.
Graffiti.
No, fuck you.
Dazed and Confused. No care involved.
I'm going to go with...
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Oh, Face Off.
True. I don't think anyone cared about
no
anything.
one gave
cared
a
what
fuck.
happened.
Yeah. I barely cared.
I guarantee you John Travolta did not give a fuck what occurred in the film.
That was such a weird movie.
After he
dude.
heard,
I want to
"We're gonna
watch that
switch
movie
faces."
again, actually.
I bet he doesn't remember anything from filming that movie because it's just a blur. It's
a fever dream, yeah.
Why is there not like screenings of that where they like throw stuff and like, do dance in the aisles?
Where they all trade faces. That would be a fun tradition.
Oh my god.
All right. Colter, you don't have anything else to talk about?
No, not really. I watched a little bit of Elf, or I watched Elf a fair amount through. Great movie. I know every like line of dialogue, like,
That's
or I
impressive.
know every like inflection, the way people say lines of dialogue in that movie, and
I've never seen
an amazing
I've
film.
never seen a movie enough times to consider being able to do that.
Yeah, no, I can't like recite it, but I know
Yeah, when
before
it's
it
happening.
happens, like how they're gonna say the phrase and stuff like that.
Okay, I know the other movie that I was thinking of.
Shoot.
Scrooged.
What the fuck is that?
No idea what that is.
It's the classic, Christmas Carol-esque tale where like
I know who Mr. Scrooge is.
right, where like they take him through his past and it's like this is why you're a grump, and then they take him into his future and like this is what's going to happen if you're still a grump. But it's starring Bill Murray.
Okay.
And it's like he's like a big businessman on Wall Street kind of thing. And that happens to him where he plays the biggest asshole in this movie. Like the biggest
He has to
asshole
be
ever.
Mr. Scrooge.
He's horrible in this movie. It's Bill Murray, so he's hilarious. I think Bill Murray's hilarious. But it's that whole thing where like it's a similar thing. There's like 3 different people that he meets that take him to his past, a little bit like more recently, and then into the future a little bit. And it's just one of the most absurd movies that I've watched. But surprisingly very touching towards the end.
Sure, I'm sure he turns around and becomes a
He
The
does.
heart of gold.
Well, yeah. I mean, that always happens in those movies. But it's a good movie. It's pretty funny. Bill Murray is a funny guy.
He's a funny man.
And I realize now that this is apparently a Christmas classic. It's on TV a lot. And I finally
I wouldn't
watched.
say that because I've never heard of it.
I feel like I probably have
I feel like
heard of
you've
it,
probably like seen stills from it before.
probably seen
or,
it
like,
on TV at one point, but
I've never heard of it.
I couldn't remember.
It's a good movie. It's similar to Clue that I was mentioning, where it kind of has that like older comedy like vibe where I don't even know exactly how to like not dry, but there's just that sort of like they captured like a perfect little comedic like slice of comedy in this movie, and it's good. It's not like today where it's like, you know, Office Christmas Party or like The Hangover or any of these crazy ones. It's just like a very smart little like contained comedy, and it's pretty funny. There's a lot of physical comedy in there, which I appreciated.
Okay.
So yeah, it was good.
Nice.
Cool.
It was a Christmas themed movie.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this is a movie that you could watch. Like, you could watch it whenever, really, but I feel like this is a good one that you could pop on, even if you've seen it before. You could pop it on with your friends or family, and you'd probably enjoy it.
I probably wouldn't, but
Okay. Yeah, that's all right.
All right, we are done with movies now.
We are done.
Unless
No.
we're not doing that again.
Don't do that.
We're gonna move on and talk about what we usually talk about at the end of these podcasts: video games.
That's right.
I should have brought this up beforehand.
All right, shut the fuck up, Jordan. We're gonna do our game of the year.
I was
Wow,
gonna
that's
say that,
very-
but that's
Okay.
fine. You're not the host of this episode. Please refrain from outbursts.
I don't want to hear it again.
Do you guys have it in you to figure out a game of the year
I already know mine.
for yourself?
Sure.
Wolfenstein 2. Okay, we already got Dane's.
Yeah,
Colter, what's yours?
Zelda.
Okay.
Jordan.
Nier Automata. I actually
knew
made
that.
a top 10 list.
Savage.
If you want to hear my top 10 games of the year.
Absolutely. Are they in order?
Yes, they are.
Let's hear it.
I had to bring up my phone for this, so apologies, but
Okay, runner-ups for me. Resident Evil.
it's a good choice.
Not Mario. Fuck Mario.
Wow. Whoa.
Jesus.
Just kidding. I don't know. Doki Doki.
Okay. I agree.
I
with
can't
that.
remember very many games. I didn't play Horizon. I didn't play a lot of the games you guys played, and I probably wouldn't have liked most of them. So
Trust me, I played all those games this year. I didn't like most of them either.
Savage, go
Okay,
ahead.
Dane, do you have any runner-ups? Or any
I'll-
other honorable mentions you want to put up there?
I'll think. You can go
Okay.
ahead with her.
So, actually, I do have a top 10. Before I get into that, I want to mention my honorable mentions.
Jesus,
Listen,
Hurry
I have
up.
a lot of
You went
time
in.
on my
You
hands,
went in,
okay?
dude.
I have
Okay.
a lot of time on my hands.
My honorable mentions, because these didn't make my top 10, there were actually a lot of great games this year that I found out as I was doing this. Assassin's Creed Origins.
So I can name this video top 10 games of the year.
Yeah.
Let's
you
go.
Can. Assassin's Creed Origins is an honorable mention.
Okay.
Divinity 2. Evil Within 2.
Yeah.
I had to cut that from my top 10 list, unfortunately. I was on there for a brief moment. Resident Evil 7. Xenoblade 2.
What's wrong with you? Okay.
And Tekken 7.
Okay.
I also have a dishonorable mention, which is Shadow of War. Middle Earth Shadow of War.
One of the few games you completely abandoned.
That game, along with Persona 5, one of the most disappointing gaming experiences I've ever had in my life.
Jesus.
I was
because
hearing
Shadow
some
of-
people saying Persona 5 as their game of the year.
Those people are wrong, but I get where they're coming from.
All right.
And then my best worst game of the year was Elex, which is a shit game, but I like playing it because it's
Best worst.
yes. And okay.
Do we need a whole episode
You
about
went
your
in.
fucking picks of the year?
top 10? Here we go. I'm gonna start from number 10, so we already know Nier Automata, but we'll
Go
from
ahead.
number 10. Destiny 2.
Okay.
Played
All right.
that a lot. So
Let's do a comprehensive review of each
number
one.
9, Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. Another fantastic one. Number 8, Super Mario Odyssey. Coulter's brimming with anger.
Rage.
Number 7, Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus. Number 6, Pyre, which I just recently played. It was a fantastic game. Number 5, Doki Doki Literature Club.
Nice. I appreciate that.
An
placement.
excellent game.
I've been forever changed by that game.
Again, I almost put that higher because that game like is one of the few games that has just made me go like, holy shit, I've never experienced anything like this in a video game before, and for that reason, everyone should play that.
I was legitimately shook.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a better word to describe it than shook.
That game will shook you.
She shook me all night long.
Game,
and she was a hentai girl.
Game guaranteed to shook you.
Yes. Number 4.
That's the critics'
Game most
review.
guaranteed to shook you. Doki Doki Literature Club. Number 4, Yakuza 0.
Go ahead.
Number 3, Cuphead. Number 2, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
Oh, okay.
Number 1, Nier Automata.
Forgot about PUBG coming out this year.
Yeah.
And Cuphead.
I wouldn't have put it on the list if it hadn't come out last week or the week before.
Yeah.
Because it's not a real game, but
It wasn't a real boy, and now it is.
indeed. Yeah, a lot of great games
My
this
boy
year.
made real.
Do you want to talk about... Or go ahead. You probably have more to say.
No, I was just gonna say there were a lot of great games this year. The bottom half of my list, I was changing consistently because I was like, I want to put Evil Within in there because I thought that was fantastic. Resident Evil, even Tekken, but I was like, they're not gonna hang with these big sluggers up top, so
Interesting.
I cut them.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Did you say Yakuza? Which position was
Yakuza
that?
0,
Number
number
four?
4.
Wow. That's wild.
That game
Is that just your personal, or do you think that's legitimate or objectively like?
I don't think a lot of people played that game, and also it suffers from being released early in the year. I think a lot of people usually forget about those kind of games. But that game, honestly, was one of the most fun times I had like this year. The storyline is really good. The characters are great. The game, it plays good, like unlike some of the other ones.
Plays
on the list.
goodly.
Like, it's fun. And yeah, it's just a great time. So I appreciate it.
Nice.
Why Nier Automata?
Similar to Doki Doki Literature Club, that game shook me. Like, and honestly, again, for like Doki Doki is a thing that can only happen in a video game. Like, that isn't going to happen when you watch a movie because you're not in control. And that same thing happens with the Nier. It's just like, this game, I'm in control of this, and I've never done something like this. And I'll never do something like this again, like with a movie. Like, no movie will affect me the way Nier can because it's a video game. Like, and it's just, yeah. Nier is a touching game as well, and I appreciate that. But yeah, Doki Doki, Nier, those are like very unique games, and I think they deserve recognition.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and say that Doki Doki, like, you're gonna be bored kind of for the first. Like, we've already talked about this, but I can't put it super high. Like, as a whole, I'll put it super high on my list, but as fun games, as most fun games, it would be nowhere on my list.
Sure.
Because it's like the first, however long is borderline boring. So
I think for me, I enjoyed that a little more just because I don't mind like the visual novel-esque stuff. It's like, okay, I'll hang out with these characters and, build a relationship or whatever the game wants me to do with them. And like, that's fun. I can immerse myself in that for a bit, but that game is a fun game. Well, it's not a fun game to play. It's a fun game to experience.
yeah. I don't know if I'd say it's fun at any point, like, because it's
After
not
the
fun at the first, however long, and then the
True.
second half, I'm like, I want to stop playing.
Nothing is fun about it, but I think the fact that experience or a game can do that to you is like amazing.
Yeah.
And so for that, I think that's fun.
I'm gonna need to go back and play that.
I think that is, it was an amazing night when I played that. I was just like, holy shit, like this is crazy. But
Yeah.
And I felt that way about Nier Automata at the end too. Like, that game forced me to set my controller down and go, God, that was like really a fucking cool thing that just happened, and I'm not gonna experience that again in a movie and probably another game, but it's cool.
Nice.
Zelda not making the top 10, didn't even make an honorable mention. People will hate that. I understand. I don't like that game.
Fair
I'm
enough.
sorry.
That's
Yeah.
savage.
I definitely felt more of the, like... I mean, there's a certain vibe to Legend of Zelda that it's kind of like take it or leave it. How did you feel, or, like, how close are you to the Zelda franchise?
Very far. I mean, I've played, like, Wind Waker and, like, some of the ones on the GBA.
GBA is not the same.
It's
but-
not, but, I mean, those are the old, some of the old
it's
games,
like,
but...
yeah.
Ocarina of Time, Ocarina of Time.
I should say
a little
modern
bit.
Zelda.
Yeah, most of the new ones I've played or touched at least, like Twilight Princess Princess, Wind Waker, those ones, but I've never beat them, so that can probably tell you as much. Like, my attachment to those games is that I don't care enough about them to beat them, which is why I was interested in the new one, because I was like, okay, this is completely different, but just what it was doing doesn't resonate with me at all. So
Yeah, I think that game just felt so good to me while I was playing. It was just like, man, this is like a fun, other, worldly experience. And I just want to like keep living the second life.
And that is the part that I like the most, is like, okay, like, I like in this world, I even like some like the combat and stuff and like going to these random places, but I think it's just the fact that there's no real narrative to the game doesn't help out for me, because I appreciate that a lot in a game. That's usually what carries me through it, and it's not great in Zelda, and just some of the things that happen in it, I don't connect to it. I don't. That is
Seward's folly.
Yeah, that is the Seward's folly of video games. I don't like the like crafting, like going out and like having to forage for like food and that kind of thing. I don't like that really in any game. That's why I don't really like Minecraft or like Ark or whatever all those survival games. Like, I don't like having to manage those resources in the game, and like the weapon system bugs me a lot too. That kind of like those elements are what stop me from playing the game, because I just don't want to have to deal with them each time I play it. If I could find a way not to, if I just had one sword that was really good, I would be like, all right, great, this is fun, but I don't want to have to keep doing that kind of stuff. It's not that I think it's a bad game. Obviously, a lot of people like it, and I think it does a lot of what it does really good, but it doesn't work for me at all.
Just really quick, as far as the weapon systems, for some reason that plays to my interest a little more, because I like using it, getting the game forcing me to get rid of it and like think everything, because I don't really like I'm not much of a strategy guy, like thinking super far ahead and like trying to go into my RPG stuff and like tinker with every tiny little thing. So
I can see where the difference for our views on this game are coming from now. That's exactly what I enjoy. Like, that's like why I like Dark Souls stuff too. Is like, okay,
I like Dark Souls also, but
but then what means I like Dark Souls, like at the beginning of the game, I can choose like, okay, I like this weapon, I can like use this weapon all the time, I can master it, but you can't do that in Zelda, and that kind of that like aspect of it bothers me. But I do still think it's a good game. It's just not for me.
That's fair.
You have your opinion, and I will not take it away.
Thank you. Nor can you. I'll die on that hill. Dane, why is Wolfenstein your favorite game?
I was just thinking, PUBG might be my game of the year, actually. Because I didn't really even think that would be on my list until I guess technically it can be now.
Until you played 300 hours of it.
Plus.
They're so different that, I mean, you might as well have like a single-player game of the year, multiplayer game of the year.
True.
Yeah, I mean, Wolfenstein, I don't know. There's a lot of games that have like those water cooler moments where you play the game, or you play you watch the movie, the show, whatever it is, read the book, and then you just need to talk to someone about it. And I felt like that was just the entirety of Wolfenstein 2. Like, similar to, I guess that's not really necessarily a reason to make it your game of the year, but for me, similar to Nier or like Doki Doki or something, half of the fun is like playing that and then talking to someone else who experienced it and be like, oh dude, that was so fucking crazy when like yada 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 happened, or like when so and so did whatever. And that was Wolfenstein 2, like from beginning to end. It was just like, oh my god, like did I just do that? Like did I do that? Did they just do that with that character? Like, did I just see that happen? And it was just that from beginning to end, and it was also like shocking and crazy and just wild, but it was presented well. And it was like, I think I said it before when I was talking about it, but like a lot of the cutscenes just feel like a really good movie. Like, it feels like you could just string those cutscenes together and not even have a game, and you could just watch that and be like, god damn, this story is so good. And I mean, I don't even know why exactly I'm saying this is my game of the year, because the gameplay was not even really my favorite part. The gameplay was kind of irritating at parts.
I feel like that's kind of a theme for like some of our top picks. It's like, it's not really about the gameplay. It's like what the game was as a whole. Like how it was groundbreaking or whatever.
With Wolfenstein, it's a little bit different because it's a first-person shooter, and I really enjoyed the shooting mechanics of the first Wolfenstein, which I think are better than the second one, or maybe like the level design is better or something. But it's just kind of frustrating because the game, it's like almost at odds with itself because it wants you to play it like Doom sort of and like run around and do all kinds of crazy stuff, but then they don't really design it well enough for you to do that.
That was like the biggest problem I had with that game, is why I didn't put it that much higher. Is like there are a lot of like holy shit moments in that game where you're just like saying like, damn, that was like crazy what just happened on screen.
Yeah.
But that only happens in the cutscene, and when I'm playing, I'm just like, well, like I got actively frustrated playing that game. I was just like, God, this is like hard to play. Like,
yeah,
it's confusing. A lot of the levels you can't tell where to go. Like when there was so many things like in game that I was just got frustrated by. I was like, I can't.
And I did get frustrated by that, but something about just the game as a whole, like I won't soon forget that game, and it left a pretty big. I think it has a lot to say. I think it shouldn't be saying this, but I think it's oddly relevant to today's world and political and like social issues and whatnot. But then also it's just kind of a like. I don't know, that I've never been so shocked by things I witnessed in a game or a movie for that matter. So I kind of just feel like in a year of great games, that one stood out to me the most just because of just how wild it was. And it's, I don't know, there's something very polished about it that I like too.
So. I think one of the points you brought up, Colter, is like a lot of the actual gameplay of some of these games not that interesting. And for me, like, that's why a lot of games like Horizon or even like Neo, which came out earlier this year, I put a lot of time into those games and played them and beat them. The gameplay in those games is relatively good, especially Neo, but like other games have already done exactly what those games have done. Like, they don't bring anything new to the table.
Yeah.
And it's just like, that was my problem with Horizon, where I was like, this game looks fucking incredible. Like, it's probably the best looking game that's come out in the last couple of years, maybe like barring Uncharted, but like it doesn't play that great for me. I don't like playing it that much. Also, I just didn't think the story was that interesting. It's got some cool points, but and games like Neo is like, oh, this is like aping Dark Souls, like in a way, and then also parts of it and just does it worse. It's just like, well, like, if you can do something original with a game like Doki Doki, like Nier, it's like that carries it way further than whatever gameplay you're doing,
Yeah, and to be fair, I haven't beat Nier. I've done the first ending of 5 main endings.
Yeah.
Okay. So I will go back and finish that very soon. From what I've seen so far, it's a great game. I am excited to get back into it.
Yeah.
Doki Doki I haven't finished. I got really bored playing that. I played like an hour of it, and I got really bored. I need to go.
I didn't know that you even started.
Yeah, wow. I need to go back and finish it.
Yeah.
I remember everything that happened. Like I don't feel like I need to restart and do it all in one sitting. But I think I wanted to do it all in one sitting, but I honestly like had to go somewhere, I think, and so I stopped and I haven't gone back to it. So
it's hard to play the full 4-hour game in one sitting.
Yeah, I mean, I think I played
Steam Library 2 hours.
I think I played it for around an hour, like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I've gotten to the point where I am like starting to develop a relationship. I think. So I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. So yeah, I need to go back and finish that. There was something else that I want to finish before.
Pyre.
Yeah, Pyre. I need to finish. I don't know. There's Evil Within. Yeah. I'm pretty far into that, so I need to finish that too. So I've played a lot of games this year. I haven't beat a lot of games this year, so maybe that's why I chose Wolfenstein. But of the games I've finished, Wolfenstein is fantastic. And then PUBG goes without saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's nothing that needs to be said.
PUBG is honestly just like, it should probably be everyone's game of the year. Just like, if it was only based like on the amount of time and like just ridiculous shit that happens in a game, like PUBG is that one like this year.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Like, do you remember this thing that happened in this game? Do you remember this thing that happened in this game? Like, that happens every time we play, and it's just like no other game this year can do that. But
and we're still getting. I mean, so the new map just came out. It's out of early access. It's officially a game.
Yeah.
And we are allowed to complain about things now because it's a real game. But I mean, we're still getting hyped when we win chicken dinners. Like, I still feel just as excited in matches and just as tense, and I feel just as much in general as I did like the first time I played.
Yeah,
which is saying something when I've played. Honestly, I think on my Steam library I have 300 plus hours. That's insane.
I think for me that feeling of like about like when you're in those like top 10 getting ready to win, you're just like, okay, like I'm getting a little nervous, here we go, but like over
shaking
time,
a little bit.
yeah, for me, like I've definitely gotten less just like panicky when that happens, because when I first started playing that game, if I was like in solos or whatever, even in like duos and squads, and you get to the top level, it's like, oh god, what do I do? I'm like panicking and freaking out. But I've played so much of that game now, I'm just like, okay, I can like stay a little bit more calm and know what to do. Like,
I mean, you're still calm, but like there's
get hardened.
You still feel like there's everything is such high stakes.
There's a pressure. Yeah.
Like you feel like, oh my god, this is like I've never needed to perform to the utmost of my ability
like,
more than
choke.
I do right now, but that's every match when you get to that point. So yeah, there's something special with that game. I don't know. It's everything that can't be said about it has already been said by thousands and millions.
We
of people.
mentioned it pretty much in every episode of this podcast.
Yeah.
So that tells you what you need to know.
Yeah,
already.
I would say multiplayer game of the year easily.
Yeah.
There's no question.
There's no. I don't think there's any
I'll say
competition.
one thing about like the new map. I was like, when the old map came out, I was like, or when the game came out, I guess I was like, okay, like this map is decent. It does what it needs to do for the game. But I was like, like what's gonna happen when they make a new map? And it's like, okay, this new one comes out, and like you can tell that the first one, like the first map, is not a fluke. Like they know how to design a game. They know how to design those levels. It's like, wow, this map like is huge and like still somehow very different than the last one, and plays like just incredibly. It's
awesome.
Makes me excited for the next like map they're gonna talk about. It's like,
it's
okay.
cool because with the first one, it kind of created a like. It has like a mind of its own almost, where like when you hear other people talk about the game, it's one of those things where everyone is on the same page. Like everyone is like, okay, don't go to the school.
Yeah.
Like don't go to the school. Don't go to the underwater city. Don't go to Pachinki or whatever. And then this one, it's like now it's like don't go to Los Leones.
Yeah.
Don't go to like blah blah blah. So it's kind of interesting how like the map has been out for like what, less than a week, maybe a week now.
Yeah.
Something like that. And it's already like certain spots on that map are already infamous. They're like, we don't go to San Mateo. We don't go to like blah blah blah.
Although I think this new map kind of like it forces you to go to these locations, because like there's not like there's like the Weasley's house or whatever we go to in the old map, or it's like it's this area that's not usually that populated but still has stuff, and this one's just like there are a lot of zones out there that are just dead zones and they have nothing in it, so you have to go into these cities and put yourself in these situations. And like
that's
interesting. Rough. Like when you go in there, like it forces you to get in there and go, okay, I need to get in this city where there are 20 people in here, but
I need to get a gun.
Yeah.
It seems like there's not as many mid-tier cities, but that could just be they're more like spread out because the map is enormous.
It's huge. Like,
I do think the cities in this one are like, they are bigger, and also like there are more of them. There are more bigger cities in this one, and
they're more vertical.
Yeah, that's true. There are a lot of like massive like 4 or 5 like whatever story buildings there are. Like that's just not in the old map, and that's fun.
I will also say that vaulting and climbing has completely changed the game,
and it works.
Surprisingly, it works pretty well. I mean, there's been moments already where like the other day you climbed up on that like gas station or whatever, and those guys you were just like taking pot shots at people like that had just like run around the corner. Like you like Scooby-Dooed them. You like you just ran around the corner and you're like shit, and then you just jumped up on the roof, and then the guy ran around the corner and he's like,
guess he's not here. And then
he's not here anymore, and then you just killed him and you had no idea where you were.
I'm like that will only happen for like another month or so
before I know.
People realize like I think I said before when we were playing, I was like, those guys clearly haven't played this game and like are not used to the vaulting because they didn't look up. It's just like now everywhere is a danger. Like before, we'd be like, okay, they have to be on this roof, they have to be on this building. Now you can just be anywhere.
Well, it's cool because like you would go into a house, and it's like a 1-story house or whatever. It's like, well, he's not going anywhere. Yeah. But now it's like you could be in the bathroom and you're like, shit, I need to get out of here, and you just jump out the window.
Yeah, that was the thing in my second game of 1.0. There was a guy, or I was outside of a house like getting ready to clear a house where I knew a guy was.
Yeah.
And then like as I was getting ready, he showed up like behind me.
Yeah.
And I didn't even notice that he jumped out of the window because I didn't know really that was a thing yet. Mm-hmm. So he just savagely like jumps out the window and like right behind me just guns me down. I was like, how did that guy get there so fast, and how did he just destroy me? But he just knew exactly how to,
It's
vault.
crazy because like there's already been crazy moments where we've been in buildings and people are throwing in grenades, and I'm like, Well, I'm jumping out the window,
Yeah.
and I just run, jump out the window, and then there's like explosions and crazy shit like going on. You could do that before, where like you could jump off the balcony or something, but it always felt like really fidgety and like wonky, where you're
And
like
also
your body
usually,
kind of like
like,
floats over the railing and then you jump down. But now it's like you can do crazy like fucking
Or the number of
parkour
times it's
maneuvers.
like, well, there's a white picket fence here. Can't climb over it, so I'm gonna have to walk all the way
and to
around.
run all the way over, yeah.
Just like dumb things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I heard Player Unknown in an interview say that like they had to design the whole, vaulting mechanic like from the ground up. So, and the game wasn't designed for vaulting in mind.
Yeah.
So in like most games, there's certain heights like that you can jump up at like, various tiers of height. In this, like the vaulting system is such that it can be literally like any height from 0 to like a certain height above you, and the game will adapt to it, and you'll like do a different,
Yeah,
style
they have
of vault.
different animations of like you pulling yourself up more, or like doing like a Starsky and Hutch roll over a thing,
Or even just like stepping over like little things. Like it's really
it's actually
detailed.
The dynamicness of it is pretty crazy.
It's impressive, and in a game that has been made fun of and endlessly mocked for its jankiness, it's actually pretty smooth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like
There's
it.
still some jankiness. Don't let it.
There definitely is, but
don't
like,
get it twisted.
but I definitely didn't expect the first initial launch of climbing and vaulting to be this good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
If you tried to barrel through that, I don't know if you could have.
You almost did. You're like,
Yeah, I was like,
gotta go back.
Do I have to acknowledge this? Yes or no? Yes.
I did it for you.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. One last thing I want to mention is Pyre. I bought that game like last week or the week before, and it's not very long. It's like 10 hours. I played it and beat it. That game is really awesome. The game is from Supergiant, who made Bastion. I don't know if you played that.
I know about it. I haven't played it.
Bastion, Transistor, which I played both those games and liked them a lot. But this one, like, it is way more fun to me than the other one. Like the actual gameplay is like this weird basketball like fantasy thing.
It said sports on the like category thing. I was like, well,
I wouldn't really call it that, because like you have a bunch of like these different characters that all have different abilities, and you try to like get this orb and put it into the other team's like side or whatever. But like the story in that game is amazing, and also has a bunch of different choices. Like it's basically a visual novel for half the game. Like most of the game is you talking to your friends or your companions and moving the story along, but like every single choice in that game like feels like it has stakes on it. And like at the end of each sequence or each chapter, like there's a game that happens or a moment in the like story that happens where every single time it's just like it stressed me out, because every single thing was just like, I don't know if this is the right thing to do. Like, I'm going to feel bad if I do this and this person does this. Like, there's so many different things that, like, complicate each action that it was, like, it's amazing. And the end of the game, like, does all, like, every action you make, you can see it play out at the end of the game. Like, and it doesn't, like, fold into one just like, oh, none of these choices actually mattered. It's just, like, this ridiculous series of trees of, like, choices. And it's crazy to see that happen, because like other games like The Walking Dead or like whatever Telltale game have a bunch of choices, but this story unfolds into one point, and like you can tell that they didn't really matter. But in this one, like you get to see at the end of the game every choice you made like had an effect on something, and it's pretty cool. Also, it looks beautiful, and the soundtrack is great.
cool.
Play that game. It's on my top 10.
Currently playing it. Pretty fun. 2 hours or so into it.
Yeah. All right. Shall we end it here? Anything else you guys want to talk about?
I didn't really play anything, or I've been continuing stuff like since the Switch is portable. I was playing a little bit of Mario, but I'm basically just trying to get through it at this point.
That's so bad.
I'm incredibly rude to the game, but
It's fair. Dane, you been playing anything?
Not really. The past few days have been, holiday times, so I've been chilling around the house. I took great advantage of my Switch. I played Mario. Played a little Stardew Valley. Kind of just like Steamworld Dig 2. I played a smorgasbord. A smorgasbord? Board?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't
for
know.
Sure.
I played a variety of.
I know that one.
cornucopia.
Yeah, I played a cornucopia of games on my Switch. Yeah, the Switch is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
I was cuddled up on a little chair, we have like this like little leather chair. You can like curl up on it like a little dog.
Dude, you have a chair?
Yeah, dude, it is definitely a chair. That
Is it a nice chair?
It's a nice chair.
I should have asked for one of those for Christmas.
It's a good chair.
Damn.
And I got a little blankie. And it was all cozy with my little coffee, tea, maybe. No,
sweetened?
Choco 40. Yeah, Choco
Yes.
40 in there. And I was just playing the Switch, and I was thinking to myself, "Wow, this is a cool console.
It's a
beautiful thing."
99% of my time, I have played that docked and not.
I am
Undocked.
I am the complete opposite.
Huh.
I definitely don't choose to play it undocked if I don't have to. If
I'm
I'm
gonna
here,
say-
I'm gonna play it.
I'm gonna
in
say
the dock.
80 undocked, 20 docked.
That's insane. Like, I honestly can't stand, like, I don't really like the controls that way, but also, like, I don't like the screen on the Switch. Like, coming from the TV, I'm like, wow, this just looks a lot better. Like, the screen on the Switch is fine, but, like, there are clear visual, like, downgrades when you undock it, and I don't want
Also, audio is like kind of big.
the
for
audio
me,
is
yeah.
trash on, like, the Switch, like, thing. Like, it's passable, but I wouldn't want to listen to it over, like, speakers or,
Yeah.
like, TV. Like,
And
whatever.
especially Mario, where it's like a hot ass jam is
Yeah.
gonna come up. You want to hear the hot ass jam with as high as speakers as you can.
That's fair.
So
Also, the only game I've seen so far that is actually like considerably worse, undocked, was Xenoblade 2. Like, I tried to play it undocked just to see. It looks and runs like complete trash undocked. Like, I don't know how they thought this was acceptable, but like, it's not good. I was like, this is terrible.
I haven't tried it yet.
It looks worse, like, considerably. I remember I looked at like, you know, the website Digital Foundry. They do a bunch of like pixel counting shit to like tell you how well it runs. It was like, oh, undocked, it's running at like 334 like p resolution. I was like, what? Like, it's 720p like on the screen. You couldn't even manage that? That's terrible. It runs a 720p dock too, which is just like, it looks like so fuzzy on there, but it runs like complete garbage undocked and looks way worse. Like, it's bad.
It is a big game.
It is, but I mean, it's not a ground, like, it doesn't look incredible. Like, it's big, but so is Zelda, and Zelda, like, granted, Zelda has technical issues also, but I mean, they still managed to run it at 720p. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
That's all I can ask for. Come on.
Yeah.
the Switch is great, but definitely like when enough chinks in the armor start to appear with technical issues, that definitely can hamper a console. So
yeah, like that really does bother me too. It's just like, oh, frame rate dropping. Like, this looks blurry as all hell. Like, docked, it looks normal and fine. You know, it's 720p still, but like, that worries me because it's like, okay, we're not even a year into the Switch and already these technical issues keep popping up in most games that I play. Like, how much further can you push this console? Like, probably not that far, if I'm being honest.
And like, Nintendo's kind of the Apple of like the video game world, where it just kind of works.
Yeah.
So if you start to see like technical issues, like that's not even just the Switch's reputation, that's Nintendo's reputation kind of at stake there. So. And
to be fair, like, at least Mario runs like perfectly fine. I didn't have any issues with Mario, but Zelda still rough in some places, and Xenoblade, like, I don't know what those people are doing, but it wasn't great. So I'd be interested to see. Nintendo usually is pretty good about their stuff, but third party, meh.
Yeah, I mean, Baby Party was great on the Wii, so I don't know what you guys are talking about.
I can't recall what that is. But
I don't know. There's
Not
just
many
so
can.
much shitware games for
there's
the
a
Wii.
lot of shovelware on there.
Shovelware, if you will.
Yeah. And I will. All right. Should we
Pull that fucking movie.
pull a movie out of here? See what we got?
I'm pretty
sure you pulled it last time, right?
God
No,
damn
Or was
it.
it Colter?
I
I'm pretty
did
sure it was
not.
Colter. Didn't you pull that?
I didn't pull it last time. I know that.
Dane pulled Halloween Town 2 Calabar's Revenge. I feel as though I may have pulled What We Do in the Shadows. Oh, wait. And then
We're even further
Memento.
back than that.
I don't know who. Oh, yeah.
I pulled
yeah,
Memento, I'm
oh,
pretty
God.
sure. I think I got Memento. Dane, you pulled
I pulled in Bruges.
In Bruges, and then Colter, you got
pretty sure.
Poltergeist. So it's my turn, right?
Sure.
I don't care.
I feel like this isn't actually as big of a deal. We don't have to, like, alternate one.
Yeah, but I want to
but
pull it.
That's fair. We should do that, but
All right,
we
here
need
we go.
we need to, like, mark it down or something.
Yeah.
This is
We could just put a letter on each
New Year's
one.
resolution, don't fumble for who's picking.
All right.
That needs to be, like, how we know who's hosting. We also need to know
Yeah.
who's bagging.
Who's bagging? Who's hosting?
I'm gonna sneeze.
Whoa!
Yeah, don't say it if you can't back it up. Oh, wait. But you did, so you're good.
Okay.
Are you okay, man?
I'm
Jesus.
recovering.
I have one.
He has a film. Guys, we didn't explain this at all, did we?
Yeah, we did. At the
Alright.
beginning of the show. Okay. Ooh. Battle Royale.
Let's go. Were you talking about PUBG?
Yeah.
This is where it
Let's
started.
go,
The
dude.
inspiration for it. This should be a fun film. I'm excited to see this one. Can't say that for all the films on the list, but this
Look,
one.
I'm going to tell you right now, we are guaranteed to have a fun time with this movie.
All right, I'm excited. Heard a lot of good things about this movie too. So
It's good.
yeah.
It's a good one.
All right.
I put this on the list, I believe. I have seen it. You guys have not.
Indeed.
Fair enough.
It's similar to PUBG, where people are dropped onto an island, sort of in the same way in this one. And you got to get weapons. You got to kill people.
Or
And their children.
Stone
They
Cold
are
Steve
children.
Austin's The Condemned.
What I like to say is, and I don't know about that. What I like to say is
Rage
this
in a
is
cage.
Hunger Games, but anime-fied, rated R, and has real weapons and gore,
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
in.
which is what I wanted out of Hunger Games.
I was in when you said Hunger Games.
Real death
It has people.
Consequence.
Kids die.
in real
I
life.
don't want that.
Kids' death made real.
All right, let's plug it out.
Firstly, I'll just say, if you want to see our list of our wacky film list, so to speak, of all the films that are in that little bag and all the films that we've seen thus far, go to our pinned tweet at It's Not So Subtle on Twitter, or just go straight to our website, itsnotsosubtle.com, and go to our wacky film list tab.
It's never been easier.
Thanks, Colter. Oh.
I feel like I was a voice actor right there.
Yeah,
You could be.
Thanks.
we did show our chops voice acting at the start of this episode. So
That's true. This is our reel.
this is yeah.
Our reel made real.
Or real made real.
All right. If you guys want to send us a comment, a question, a critique, or really anything, please send it to itsnotsosubtle@gmail.com. Facebook, Twitter, It's Not So Subtle. Twitch, it's also Not So Subtle. Not drop the also. What else do we have? Instagram,
Yeah.
It's Not So Subtle. Please follow us on there. iTunes, follow the podcast, and give us a nice review, because we appreciate that.
Subscribe
Yeah.
to our iTunes and YouTube.
Rate,
Sure.
comment, subscribe.
Jesus.
Well, don't do one of those things. I'll let you
Also,
pick that.
people don't know what that is anymore because you can't rate. I mean, you can like.
Oh, that's true.
That's an old YouTube thing.
That
You're an
is.
old man.
It's an
Damn
oldie
it.
but a goodie. Yeah. Please subscribe to our YouTube. It's Not So Subtle. Okay. I think that covered it, right?
Subscribe to my personal channel, Colter Potter.
Colter Potter YouTube.
Yeah.
That's right.
You
That's
can
right.
find me,
That's right.
That's
Jordan
right.
Miller, at the Killamilla on Twitter, Instagram, video game services. You can also find my Tumblr blog where I post anime stuff, Tenzo-Taicho. And yeah. Colter, where can people find you?
They can find me at Colter Potter on Twitter and Instagram.
Okay. I did forget to mention Twitch. It's also the Killamilla.
Thank you for that. I really appreciate that.
For the streaming thing, I will have to decide whether or not I'm going to keep the Laserblade 76.
You don't think that's a
Username.
sufficient moniker?
Well, I mean, we can make a poll,
Okay.
and then people will decide.
My vote is no.
Should it be Colter Potter or should it be Laserblade 76? Email question of the week, guys. Actually, that would be great if you guys could email that and tell me whether I should keep the name Laserblade 76 for my Twitch page, or should I switch it to Colter Potter?
We'll find out. Please
find
send
Go
out.
ahead
out
and throw
to-
in there if you think it's if you think it sounds like
Yeah.
a randomly generated username.
comment on Facebook, please. Or
I'm seeing some bias
video.
from you.
No, I
Okay.
mean
Dane.
it's a cool name.
where can people find you?
Wow.
That was really condescending, if I'm
What?
being 100% honest.
What?
I don't know. That just.
That didn't sound sincere.
I mean, that was counter to everything that I've heard thus far about the name.
That's right. That's right. That's
you
right.
threw me a bone.
None of this is sincere at all.
Guys, if you want to find me, you probably don't, but if you do,
Follow me at LaCroix.
Follow me at official LaCroix on Twitter and Instagram. Lane to Point, Twitter, Instagram, PlayStation, all that kind of stuff. Pornhub, of course. I had to throw that in there. Guys, honestly, the last thing I want to say, I don't have any other plugs to make. All I want to say is don't buy LaCroix.
Okay, I can support that. 100%.
This is not a sponsor. This is an anti-sponsor, in fact. LaCroix, it's something that was possibly crafted in the fires of hell. I don't think anyone should drink this. I don't actually believe that anyone wants to drink this. I think that this is usually, the last resort.
It's the last thing you pick up.
Right. And so for me, it was, no soda, no milk, no nothing. I didn't want like hot tea with my, hot dog or whatever it was. I chose LaCroix.
You chose wrong.
And look, I fucked up. And I wanted you guys to suffer with me, so I brought you LaCroix.
Great. I took one sip of it. I haven't touched it since.
That's right. I noticed that. And I am offended. So
the devil's juice.
Guys, don't buy LaCroix. That's all I have to say.
All right.
Go ahead and send us an email telling us about how much you hate LaCroix. I'd like to hear that.
Or like it.
Or if you like it, that's absolutely fine. I don't want to hear that. But you could send us an email. I could delete it.
You're a closed-minded individual.
That's right.
I'd really love to hear the argument for LaCroix, if there actually is one.
People are just going to say it's bubbly, it's got a subtle flavor.
Drink soda.
I like the bubbly.
I like the bubbly.
I like the bubbles.
All right, guys. Thank you for listening. Please tune in next week. Or next episode. I don't know if it's next week. I don't know when it comes out.
We can never know for sure until the second everybody gets here. Should all acquaintance be... Oh god, that was really out of tune. Excuse me, I apologize as a musician. See ya.
See ya.